So the two captains going out for the spinning of the toss at this time. From here, it looks as though it's Sherwin Peters, or perhaps even Kenroy David, who's going out for the spinning of the toss. Certainly Ashawn Hodge, the captain of the Revolution, stay as well. And Samuel Theodore is out there to get the information, and he'll be joining me pretty shortly in the commentary box. Again, we want to welcome you and say a very good morning to you, wherever you are. Of course, Mega Charles 54 will be live streaming the cricket game here, as he's been doing over the last few seasons. So you will be able to catch that on YouTube and certainly on Facebook live for the benefit of cricket lovers and followers overseas. So the toss has been spun, and momentarily we'll be getting that information so we can relay that to you, who won the toss and who will be fielding, who will be batting first. It's a 20-over side contest in the 2023 Anguilla Premier League. Umpire Ralph Hodge just walking off the ground, having overseen the spinning of the toss, of the coin really, for the toss, and he's going back out on walking quite slowly on the western side of the ground. So the sun, as we speak, is now out in all its glory, and it's turning out to be a very nice day for cricket. And even as I speak, I can feel a little bit of the humidity now coming up. Had some respite a little earlier. The breeze is still quite refreshing, and it's coming mainly out of that northeastern corner and blowing through over my shoulder, coming in on my back as we broadcast from the northern end of the ground here at the Ronald Webster Park, looking towards the blue and white building, Central Polyclinic. Beyond that, we can see the huge tower, telecommunications tower for Lime. And as we look further, we can see the air traffic control tower at the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. Valley area looking quite green. We've been getting some rain mostly in late evening, early mornings here in the valley area and other parts of Anguilla. So it's greenery is quite evident. Still some brown patches though, but we're seeing a lot of green. So the cyclists are on their way in the John T. Memorial International Cycling Classic. The riders in from overseas, from Antigua, St. Martin, Guadeloupe, St. Vincent and the Grenadines. I think there's someone in here from St. Kitts. I know Antigua Barbuda for sure. So the players are just going through some players from the Revolution Cricket Club, just doing some light exercises, trying to get the muscles all loosened up and warmed up for the start of this contest. Now they're just moving off playing area. Players from the Revolution. I can see Jacob Pauls. He's going off. And Umpire Hodge is still on the western side. Perhaps just about to signal to the players that they're just about ready. Just the one game today. Yesterday you had two matches. Today just one. And As I indicated earlier, the competition this year featuring just 4 teams. Spartans, team out of St. Martin. St. Martin. Foreign Stars. The Revolution and the Masters. It's good to see the Masters taking part in this year's Premier League. Master would have participated earlier in the tournament played in St. Kitts, the regional tournament involving the Masters cricket clubs from the Leeward Islands. As we speak, Jet just blasts away towards the eastern side on his way out of the Clayton J. Lloyd International Airport. So just a handful. I can count 3, 6, 9, perhaps 10, 11, 12 spectators in the bleacher on the western side. So we're just making some adjustment. Okay, so we're good now. So we're good. The broadcast has been brought to you jointly by Radio Anguilla and Class FM 92.9. So we've 2 local broadcasting sister stations been providing coverage of the cricket. We've been doing so for the last few seasons. Samuel Theodore, Sambo is back, and he has all the information on the teams and on all the other news. So the 2 umpires, it's not going to be Mitchell Morton, it's going to be Proctor, umpire Proctor, Jimbo Proctor, who's going out with Ralph Hodge. So Sambo, you have all the news.
Well, the Spartans have lost the toss. Anguilla has won the toss and put in the St. Martin team to bat, so they'll be taking the first knock, St. Martin, and the team with Kenroy David, Akim Charles, Sherwin Peters, all-rounder, Daryl Durham, Jenny Belizier, Jamel Mohammed, Kenroy David Jr., Valmash Ramash, Rondell Longville, Sean May, and Tavin.
Right, so you've got the Spartans line up for you there. No word on the Revolution.
No word as yet.
No word as yet on them. Okay, so the toss won by
Revolution.
The Revolution. Toss won by the Revolution. And they've asked the Spartans out of St. Martin to take first knock here in this T20 competition, the Anguilla Premier League. So the toss won by the Revolution, led by Ashawn Hodge. And the Spartans will bat first. Sambo provided you with the Spartans lineup. We've got a pretty good team. Some very experienced players who've represented the Leeward Islands in the regional first-class competition in Sherwin Peters and Kenroy David. And Hakim Saunders. We've got a pretty good team.
Yeah, Saunders is absent for the game today.
Oh, he won't be in there today.
But I checked the wicket, and the senior groundsman told me it will be a very good wicket for batting and bowling.
Okay. Always a good pitch. Pitch here at the Ronald Webster Park. Hard, placid. You can score runs if you can bat, and you can get wickets if you can bowl. So it's going to be a good contest. Looking forward to it. So certainly looking forward to that. So it's Spartans against the Revolution. As we get ready to start, umpires for today, Jimbo Proctor. Initially we heard that it would have been Mitchell Morton, but he's not there. So Jimbo Proctor is out there with Ralph Hodge, the umpires. As we're about to get the action underway, Sam, we're just getting a look at the time. It's 11:48. So we should be getting on the way in a couple of minutes. Certainly this Revolution players are warming up on the western side of the ground. The 2 umpires out in the middle. So there's no question of play starting pretty shortly. As we can hear in the background, the police siren, no doubt, escorting and leading out front with the Jaunty Memorial Cycling Classic, which started just after 11:19, just about 11:19 this morning. Various sections. You've got a female section, you've got some juniors, and then you've got the intermediates and I think the elite class. So it's quite a spectacle here in Anguilla today. Cricket at the Ronald Webster Park and the International Cycling Classic. Lots of riders in from overseas. So the 2 umpires are waiting, arms across their chests, standing at the southern end of the ground, Zambo, and they are waiting. So I wonder what's the hold-up. What could it be?
Waiting for the teams to take their position.
So that looks a little... That doesn't look too good. I see the captain of the Revolution, Ashan Hodge, leading his players out now. And the 2 umpires have been there now for just what? Coming up to almost 5 minutes. They've been standing out there in the middle. So there go. We can see the police vehicle, sirens blaring, going across with the first set of riders. Just going through past us on the western side here. Going through the roundabout. And they'll be heading towards the west. So it's the Jaunty Memorial Cycling Classic in all its glory. And if you can, come out and have a glimpse. Of course, motorists, we are appealing to you through this medium to be very, very, very careful today. The riders will be in all over the roads here in Anguilla. So we are certainly appealing. Now we see umpire Hodge is coming down and he's looking. He seems quite a little concerned, more than a little concerned. He's wondering why haven't we started this game, Sambo? He's standing there and he is not a happy man at all. He's looking and just can't understand. He looks at his watch and he can't understand, well, why. And now he's standing with his arms across his chest, feet apart. And it's a sort of consternation as to why. What's happening, guys? Let's get the cricket on the way.
Yes, we are just waiting so that the team is having a team meeting at our position, we would say fine leg. Third man, according to who is batting.
Yep, quite correct.
If the left-handed, we would say fine leg, right-handed third man. And the 2 batsmen from St. Martin, they are walking
So now we see the 2 batters from St. Martin. Certainly that would be
Kenroy David
and Akim Charles. So David and Charles opening the batting here today. So Akim Charles and Kenroy David opening the batting for the Spartans here today. And the Revolution having their final huddle out there on the field and their final little chit-chat, and so they're ready to go. So the Revolution led by Ashan Hodge going out. So too are the openers, David and Charles for St. Martin, for the Spartans of St. Martin. So who will be opening the bowling here for the Revolution, Sambo?
We are trying to find out who they are.
Ashan Hodge seems to be going into the slip cordon. The attack will be started from the southern end. We see umpire Jimbo Proctor just signaling to us here in the box with that brand new white ball that's used in the T20 format. And we will see who will be starting the bowling for the Revolution. Again, the Revolution winning the toss here and asking the Spartans of St. Martin to take first knock. Spartans opening with Akim Charles and Kenroy David.
The bowler is Rolando Wright.
So it's going to be Rolando Wright. Wright is the bowler. Rolando Wright, left arm spinner. He'll be taking up the attack. I'll get the feel for you. It'll be a slip. There's a man at short third man. There's a man at cover point. There's a short cover, an extra cover. Here's a man right out on the long on boundary for the right-handed batter. There's a man at mid-wicket, short fine leg, and there's a man right out on the mid-wicket boundary. So long on, right back on the rope, mid-wicket, right back on the rope, a slip, short third man, cover point, cover, mid-off. The bowler is going to be right, bowling in his cap, and he'll be bowling, no doubt, left arm, and he'll be coming, I think, around the wicket to the right-handed batter. That looks like Akim Charles. So Charles is the taller of the two batters. As here's the first delivery. Bowled, and he's caught. Yes, he's gone. Caught at first slip by Ashawn Hodge, pushing at one from the left-arm spinner. He took the outside edge, and Hodge made no mistake, Sambo.
Yes, that was a very good catch indeed. That ball had a lot of swing and bounce on it, and he was unable to keep it down, and he's go without scoring. So just one ball and one wicket.
So the very first ball of the innings here for the Spartans, for the Revolution, producing a wicket. The left-arm spinner in Rolando Wright, operating from the southern end of the ground, tossing one up. It spun, it turned, it bounced as well, took the outside edge, and the man at first slip in the captain of the Revolution, Ashawn Hodge, made no mistake, held on to it, and gleefully the Revolution players all assembled in the center of the square, joyously and jubilantly celebrating and seeing the back of Akim Charles, who's gone without scoring. So the very first delivery of the match, producing a wicket here for the Revolution. So the Spartans are not for one. The wicket coming off the very first ball here in this game here today, Sambo.
Yes, there was a bit of bounce and a vicious turn from Rolando Wright. A very good delivery indeed to dispatch Akim Charles for a golden duck.
So the new man going out, this looks like we don't have the benefit of someone from St. Martin with us here in the box, so we'll be playing this by ear for the moment.
I think it's Sherwin Peters.
Sherwin Peters. So this looks like Sherwin Peters. The players all look so much alike once they put those helmets on. So the man going the Akim Charles out of the very first ball by Rolando Wright from the Central Polyclinic end, the southern end of the ground, getting his wicket. The right-handed batter pushing at one that spun and bounced and took the outside edge, and gleefully taken at first slip by the captain, Ashawn Hodge. The Spartans are not for one. We are seeing now a slip, a short third man, cover point, cover, mid-off, mid-wicket, long on right out on the boundary and a short fine leg. So it's Peters who takes guard from umpire Jimbo Proctor, standing at the southern end. He surveys the field, looks around, and settles into his stance. Wright is not quite happy. He's asking the man at fine leg to come a little straighter. Short fine leg, just asking him to go a meter or two to his right. As Rolando Wright comes in now with his second delivery, is inbound, so Peters goes back and pushes this one out to the man in the covers, and there is no run. Slightly flatter and faster. Yeah, coming into the right-handed batter, who had plenty of time to go back and just pushes it easily into the offside. Wright is in once more. His third delivery goes back and plays this into the man out at cover point. That is Hughes, Khalid Hughes, and there is no run. So 3 deliveries, a wicket gone, no run scored. Spartans still to get off the mark. This one is short outside the line of leg stump. Swan down to back of the square. The man coming from short fine to his left. And the single is taken there for the batter we were saying Peters, but Sambo will clear that up.
Rondell Longfield.
Longfield is the batter. So it's Rondell Longfield, and we have someone from St. Martin here with us.
We have a female
commentator with us, so that's fine. So the score, it's 1-1. Spartans sent into bat by the Revolution, getting a wicket with the very first delivery. Akim Charles, beautifully caught by Sherwin Peters it was. So we had them all mixed up. So Peters was the batter. So Peters caught by Hodge after bowling of right without scoring the very first delivery. It's 1 for no loss. As we look at right, round the wicket, left arm this. Oh my golly, how that didn't take the stumps, we won't know. It came past the keeper. It's coming down to a very fine third man. Ashon Hodge picked it up now. The throw is coming back to the keeper's end. It's not a good one. And it's actually backed up by the bowler, and it's by his signal. The keeper didn't take it standing up. It went past the keeper, went past the batter firstly, and came down for three byes. It's 4 now for 1. The man out being Peters without scoring. We had said Akim Charles. We apologize for that. So David has 1. And we've had 3 byes. Under right once more from that far. And it's in now and bows this one to the batter in David. Comes onto the front foot. And not David, that is Longville. So it's Longville, Rondell Longville. Longville just taking that on the pad. And there is no run. The end of over number 1. Quite an eventful over. A wicket going with the first delivery. It's 4 for no loss. The Spartans sent into GS Spartans, that we should say. General Auto Spartans. 4 for 1 at the end of the first over.
Yes, it was a very good over indeed, where we saw a lot of spin and revolution on that ball. The very first ball roll on the right ball. He collected the wicket, brilliantly caught in the slips.
So we have Longfield and David. Man out being Sherwin Peters without scoring. So quite a bit of aircraft activity picking up here. Flying quite low. Must be one of our local air carriers. I would not be surprised if it was Captain Avery,
who is the bowler?
Who is very much into cycling, and we have the John T. Memorial. I would not be surprised if it's Captain Avery who just flew over. Walker. So here is Walker in with his first delivery outside the off stump, and this one is sent to the keeper's end. The umpire says no, they've made it in. So Longfield has made it in. Yeah. David gets another run. He goes to 2. And it's now 5 for 1. We're in the second over of the innings. 4 runs scored off the first. With a wicket going down, that of Sherwin Peters, caught at first slip of the bowling of Rolando Wright, the left-arm spinner. So all-spin attack, the left-arm spinner, right from the far end. And from the Stokomachi box end, it's from this end, we have right and I'm just mixing it up here, the bowler.
This is Walker.
Walker. This one is taken at the wicket. Is he gone? Yes, he is gone. Umpire Hodge lifts that dreaded index finger. So the batter there in Longville has gone, hasn't created too much of a trouble for the scorer. So the Spartans are in trouble. They have scored 5 runs and they've lost 2 wickets, 5 of those runs coming by way of extras, by wides, 3 wides, 3 byes that is. And so Longville goes, caught at the wicket after bowling of Walker. And he scored, went without scoring in fact. Went without scoring.
Yes, the 2 batters that has been out, both of them have scored the golden duck, but it's not Easter time as yet. We are looking forward for Easter next year to score all the golden duck. It is 5 for 2 wickets Spartans, General Motors Spartans. General Auto Spartans, they are 2 wickets for 5 runs.
So General Auto Spartans, the company sponsor's name. It's very important we get that in. General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. Akim Charles. So now we've got it all corrected. So Longville going without scoring. Sherwin Peters going without scoring. Kenroy David is out there now, and Akim Charles going out to be with him. So it's 5 for 2. The General Auto Spartans sent into bat by the Revolution. So the Revolution certainly on top at the moment. But there's still quite a bit of batting to come for the General Auto Spartans here today. We are still in the course of the second over. It's been bowled by Walker. Walker going around the wicket now to the left-handed batter in Charles. There's a slip, there's a man at backward point. There's a short third man, a backward point. There's a long off right back. Deep mid-on, straightish mid-wicket, man at short square. As Walker goes in and bowls a good delivery on about the line of the Midland leg, pushed into the onside field, where it's picked up by Gukaram, and there is no run. So wicket each here for Walker, and before him right, as Walker goes in once more, bowls this one, is driven, but straight to the man at short extra cover, overthrow, unnecessarily so. Not backed up cleanly by the keeper. Keeper is certainly gesticulating to the man at short extra cover that you needn't throw the ball. So the run taken there by Charles. So he's off the mark. His score is now 6. 6 for the loss of 2. The General Auto Spartans sent into bat. So our friend from female commentator from St. Martin. Just saying, it sounds very much like the West Indies senior men's team. So the over is still not completed. Walker going over the wicket now. Going back over the wicket to Kenny David. David has 2. Charles has 1. It's 6 for no loss. We've had 3 byes. Walker goes in now, right arm over the wicket, and this one is hit in the high there. Someone is coming under it. Jacob Pauls takes it. Another wicket goes. Another wicket going down here. That of Kenroy David. Driving, trying to go over the top. It was not there to be driven. It struck high up on the bat. And the man, Jacob Pauls, at long off, took a very easy catch. Well, I shouldn't say easy because he has to contend with the breeze coming strongly out of the northeast. But he's a safe catcher. He's a very good fieldsman. Good cricket all round. So Kenroy David has gone. Caught Jacob Pauls off the bowling of Walker. Walker picking up 2 wickets in that over. And the General Auto Spartans after St. Martin are now 6 for the loss of 3. Umpire Hodge is coming down to inquire about something. Yes, it is. So it's the end of the over, just inquiring. So we've had 2 overs bowled, 2 wickets going in that over for Walker. And in the first over of the innings, we had Wright picking up a wicket with his very first ball. So the General Auto Spartans are 6 for the loss of 3. In real trouble now. Damian Williams, who is going out now to partner Akim Charles. So Williams, burly figure, taking his time to go out. And he, no doubt, along with Charles, will have to do quite a bit of batting here. So David going caught by Pauls of the bowling of Walker for 2. And the GA Spartans are 6 for 3. Yes, I said 6 runs scored, 3 wickets down after 2 overs. Sambo?
Yes, there was no need for that shot, which Kenroy David played. He didn't have to do that, but he tried sending it to meet us here in the commentary box, and he was caught at mid-off by Jacob Paul. 6 for 3 is the score.
So it's going to be Rolando Wright to continue from the far end with over number 3. And he'll be bowling to Akim Charles. Charles is on 1. Williams is yet to score. Here is Wright to Charles, who swings this one over mid-wicket. This has gone a long way. I think that has gone for 6. Yes, it is. 6 runs. Very well struck. The left armer bowling over the wicket, coming into the left-handed bat, and he just swung it with the tide high over mid-wicket for 6. Very good stroke there by Akim Charles. Charles goes to 7 now, and the score has gone up to 13, Sambo, for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans.
Yes, that was a very good stroke. He does hoist it. From the time it left the bat, it was 6 runs written all over it. It was a very good stroke indeed.
So let's see how Wright responds. Yes. Keeper and the captain and Paul just having a little chat about the field placing. They've posted a man right back now on the mid-wicket boundary, right on the rope. This is over number 3. Second over by Wright. Wright got a wicket with his first ball. It's 13. Here is Wright over the wicket now. Into Charles. Gets a good delivery. Brings him onto the front foot. Plays the ball into the onside, and there is no run. So there's a man out at mid-wicket. Right on the rope. Long on. Deep mid-off. Cover point, and a third man. The offside field. This one is driven out to the man at that deep mid-off. Single is not taken. The ball traveling much too quickly. It's Rolando Wright into his action very quickly. Gets through his overs very quickly. Rolando Wright. Left arm spinner bowling over the wicket to the left-handed bat in Akim Charles. This one is carried up to him. He comes onto the front foot. The bowler doesn't stop the ball. Goes past him. Gets an awkward bounce. But it's backed up smartly by the man at mid-off. Here is Wright once more. This one is shorter, a little flat as well, and Charles is to the measure. Charles is on 7, going back and just stabs down at this one, gets the ball back up along the pitch on the offside. Here is Wright once more, left armer. Into Charles, goes back and forces this one into the turf. Spectators catch, taken by Wright. The end of over number 3. 3 overs completed, Sambo. 13 runs scored for the General Auto Spartans there. 13 for the loss of 3.
Yes, although there was a 6 in this over, but Rolando Wright pulled it back, pulled his length back, and he did a very good bowling here where he obtained swing and bounce once again. 13 for 3 in 3 overs.
So Williams is getting ready to receive his first delivery. 13 for 3 Spartans sent into bat. Walker picking up 2 wickets in his very first over. Hands his cap to umpire Ralph Hodge, who's standing at the commentary box in the northern end of the ground. There's a man right out at mid-wicket. Short fine leg. Long on, coming into place now. Deep mid-off. There's a man at point. There's an extra cover. There's a short third man and a slip. Captain Ashan Hodge just asking the man at mid-wicket to come in a bit, but there's a man right out on that deep mid-wicket, more of a little more towards a backward square. Here is Walker, and Williams comes easily onto the front foot and strokes the ball into the offside, into the covers, where Gukaran fields, and there is no run. We are in over number 4. GA Spartans are 13 for 3. This is over number 4. This one is shorter. Coming into the right-handed batter, the off-break bowler bowling over the wicket from this commentary box in. No run scored, pushed up into the offside field. The breeze is quite refreshing from the northeast. Yes, here is Walker in once more. This one is carried up outside the off stump, a little faster and slightly flat, and also a bit wide of off stump. But Damian Williams exhibiting good technique here, getting that left leg right across, getting as close to the line as possible. This one is carried up into the onside, played down to back of the square. The man running from that deep mid-wicket has some running to do, picks it up just inside the rope and sends the throw into the keeper. 2 runs, good bit of work in the outfield, good running between the wickets there. So Williams gets off the mark, he's 2, and the score now to 15 for the loss of 3. So Williams off the mark. He's 2. Akeem Charles, left-handed batter, he's on 7. Here is Walker once more. He's in now and bowls to Williams, who goes back to one that's slightly short. Gets it into the covers. There is no run. 15 for 3. The General Auto Spartans. Walker is the bowler. Bowling from the northern end of the ground. Umpire Hodge is standing at this end. Walker goes in once more. Right arm over the wicket to Williams, who comes forward and glides this down to short third man, opening the face quite clearly from here. At the end of the over, Sambo, 4 overs completed, 15 runs scored for the General Auto Spartans. They've lost 3 wickets. Kenroy David going for 2. Sherwin Peters without scoring, and Rondell Longville also without scoring.
Yes, that was a very good over here by Oliver Walker, the off-spinner, who is getting some revolution on that ball. And it's a spot of bother for the Spartans here at 15 for 3.
So it's going to be right to continue from the Central Polyclinic end, the southern end of the ground here at the Ronald Webster Park.
No, I'm not happy.
Wright, who got a wicket with his very first delivery, having Peters caught by Hodge at first slip without scoring. He's bowling left arm over the wicket to the left-handed batter in Akeem Charles, who hits this one straight down to the man at long on, and he flows it. That one was hit in the air. It was in the air for a long time. The man was coming around on the long on boundary, had to move just a few yards in to take it. Thought for a moment he had it under control, and he floored it. So a chance here for Akeem Charles, and we'll just have to wait and see if the Revolution will pay for that chance. It's 16, Sambo, for the loss of 3. Could easily have been 15 for 4.
Yes, he settled under that ball, and he came in very nicely, but it jumped in and jumped out here and spilled it all over the carpet here. It was a very good catch if he had taken it, but he dropped it.
Had plenty of time to settle under it and just cup it in, but that was not to be. Akeem Charles moves to 8, and Damian Williams, who's on 2, comes into strike. It's 16 to score. The General Auto Spartans sent into bat by the Revolution. Williams is taking guard from umpire Jimbo Proctor, who's standing at the southern end. It's going to be Rolando Wright. He'll be coming, no doubt, around the wicket to the right-handed batter in Williams. This one he tosses up, and it's played off the outer portion of the bat in the air for some time. Going where a second slip, possibly even a third slip, would have been standing. There's no one there, just a solitary slip in the captain Hodge. And it came down to short third man, and there is no run. Right again to Williams, who goes back to a shorter delivery, has plenty of time in which to see it. Spotted it early and was able to go onto the back foot and just push the ball easily into the offside field, and there is no run. Lost the sunshine momentarily. As Wright comes in around the wicket once more, also Williams is shorter. Williams again having plenty of time to go back and across and place the ball into the offside field, and again there is no run. That looks like Khalid Hughes in that extra cover. Here is Wright again to Williams, who drives, this time all along the ground, out to the man at long off, the man who floored that chance of Akeem Charles a couple of deliveries ago. It's 17 now, 17 for the loss of 3. Williams is on 3. 8 to Akeem Charles, the left-handed batter. Over the wicket goes Wright, and Charles goes back looking to bisect the offside field, pace through the offside field, hitting the ball straight to the man in the covers. The end of the over, the end of Wright's third over. Wright has sent down 3 overs, Walker has 2, so 5 overs completed. 17 runs scored by the General Auto Spartans. Akeem Charles has 8, and Damian Williams 3.
Yes, it's still a very good over here by Rolando Wright. Still getting the ball to swing a bit here. A very steep breeze is blowing from east to west, which would aid the spinners here on this very good track, both with bat and ball.
Easily could have been 4 wickets down for the Spartans. 17 they are for The loss of 3 wickets. Peters and Longville going without scoring, and David for 2. Here is Walker now into Williams, who clips this one nicely, quite firmly. Back up along the pitch on the onside of the bowler. Walker skips across to his right and knocks it down, picks it up very quickly and prevents a run. This one is carried up outside the line of the off stump, and this one goes away to the point boundary for 4 runs. A good stroke there by the batter in Williams. Going back to one outside the line of the off stump. It was slightly fast and wide of the off stump, and he gave himself the room and just slashed it away. The man at point could not get a chance. It went to his left, and it travelled over the turf very quickly. Takes Williams now on to 7, and they score with that boundary for the GA Spartans on to 21. 21 it is now for the loss of 3. Very nice shot there, Sambo.
Yes, it was a very good cut shot indeed. He played it very well all along the ground and into the boundary for 4 runs.
7 to Williams, 8 to Akim Charles. He's the non-striker. Charles is the taller of the 2. More burly figure in Damian Williams. He's on strike. Very good shot he played in that last ball. Let's see the response of Walker. He carries this one up, and Williams won't be tempted, coming onto the front foot. You could see the intent of wanting to go over the top, but realizing his side is in a spot of trouble at 21 for 3, just decide to check the stroke and push the ball back up along the pitch on the offside. Williams settles, looks around the field. He's not quite ready. Walker wanted to go in and fire Hodge signaling dead ball. Walker is bowling from the northern end of the ground. Right arm off break over the wicket into Williams, who swings this one down to mid-wicket. There's a man posted there, goes high over his head, and it's gone for 6. Taking that one from outside the line of the off stump, the off spinner coming into the right-handed batter and just swatting that high over the head of Carlisle Hughes, was posted right back on the rope at mid-wicket. He tried to make a catch of it, but it was well over his head. 6 runs to Damian Williams. He goes now to 13, and the score's gone up now to 27. 27 for 3. Damian Williams 13, so he's gone past Akim Charles, who's on 8. Walker into Williams, gets a good delivery this time, right on the line of that centre stump, and he plays the ball back up along the pitch, and there is no run. 2 wickets so far for Walker, 1 to right. Walker goes in once more, right arm over the wicket. This one is outside the line of the leg stump, too far. Goes down to fine leg. This will go across the rope now. That's 4 runs. Yes, he got a tickle onto it, and it went away very quickly past the keeper to his left. The man down on the deep backward square boundary could not stop it, and it raced away for 4. So it's 31 now to score. And with that boundary, Williams goes to 17, Sambo. 17 to Williams and 8 to Charles.
Yes, that was a very useful over for the Spartans here, in which they got some 13 runs from that over. A very useful over indeed, which carried the score to 31 for 3.
So after 6 overs, 31 it is for 3. 6 overs completed. 3 from Walker. Walker picking up 2 wickets, and Wright getting the other wicket to fall. 31 for the loss of 3, with Wright getting the very first wicket of the day with his very first delivery. That of Peters, caught at first slip of the bowling of Hodge, one that spun and bounced and took the outside edge, and a very good catch, smart catch taken by Ashon Hodge at first slip.
There's a change in bowling. Who is this?
There is a change. That looks like, is that Gukarang? It looks like Gukarang, perhaps, from that far end. So, yeah, so Wright has given away. So Wright has been taken off after 3 overs. He got a wicket. And it looks like
Mark Dukaran.
It looked like Mark Dukaran. It looks like him to me from this distance. A little difficult picking up the players. We don't have any short markers or ID numbers, for example, to assist us here. So we'll go along and we'll pick it up. He'll be bowling to Charles, who's on 8. 17 to his partner, Williams. It's 31 over number 7. This one is outside the line of the off stump, pushed into the offside. The man from wide long off comes off the boundary, and an easy single for Charles. Charles is 9. It's 32 now. So it looks like Gukaran bowling from the southern end of the ground, taking over from Roland the right, the left arm spinner. Field just changing over to accommodate the right-handed batter in Damien Williams. 17 to Williams, 9 it is to Akeem Charles. 32 the score for the loss of 3. The General Auto Spartans sent into bat by the Revolution team. It's a left armer rolling over the wicket. This one is driven back up along the pitch. So it looks like Gukaran. Yep. Left armer bowling medium pace. He's bowling over the wicket to the right-handed batter. We're seeing the third man being dropped back now. Man at point. Third man going out almost 3/4 way back. This one is outside the line of the off stump. Pretty close to being called a wide. Umpire had a good look and decided it was inside that marker, line marker on the pitch. Gukaran bowling to Williams. Williams 17, 9 to Charles, the non-striker, as he comes in once more. Left arm over the wicket. This one is outside the line of the off stump. Played straight to the man at point, and there is no run. Looking to get it a little to the left or perhaps to the right of the man at point. Looking for some runs, but instead got it straight to the man at point. More of a backward point. So there's a backward point, short extra cover, long off. This one again is punched into the turf, but this time it comes off the bat, slides down to short third man for another run for Williams. He goes to 18 and it's 33 now. 33 for the loss of 3. The General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin playing in the 2023 APL here at the Ronald Webster Park. They're up against the Revolution today as this one is driven powerfully back past the bowler. The man from long on races off the boundary very quickly, but not quick enough to prevent the run. Charles goes to 10, and it's 34. 34 for 3, the Spartans at the end of over number 7.
Yes, it was a very useful over here by Gukaran. We still see some swing on that ball here, and it's still good indeed here. Beautiful over indeed.
Damien Williams is continuing. Akeem Charles is there on 10, 18 to Williams. It's 34. 34 with 34 for 3 for the General Auto Spartans. Off to a really shaky start. Spartans have been known to get off to some flying starts in their earlier matches, but today just seems to be looking a little out of sorts today, at least in the start of their innings. But we have seen some repair work being done by Williams and Charles. The score is 34 for 3.
Who is the bowler?
So
Jake, who is the bowler now? Huh?
So it's Damani Hodge. So Damani Hodge is the new bowler. He's taken over from Walker. This would be over number 8 coming up here now. So Damani Hodge. Another slow bowler, bowling around the wicket to Charles. This one comes off the edge. It goes past the keeper. And Charles gets himself another run, looking to drive through the offside field, and the ball just taking the bottom edge, it seemed like, and going past the keeper. So 35 it is now, 35 for 3. This is the start of over number 8. So we've had 3 from Walker, 3 from Wright, 1 from Gukaran, and now the over here now by Damien Hodge. This one is driven out to the man and long on by Williams. He wants 2 initially. He was looking at it. Not to be. Gets himself another run. Williams is on to 19, and the score is 36 for 3. So Damani Hodge, right arm bowler, going back around the wicket to the left-handed batter in Charles. This one is outside the off stump. It's slashed into the offside field, coming off again the bottom portion of the bat. Sweep on the deep cover boundary comes in. And another run to Charles. Takes him on to 12. And the overall total is 37. 37. Williams comes into strike now.
37.
Here is Damani Hodge, right arm over the wicket into Williams, who swings this one down to back of the square. Loose delivery and got the treatment it deserved. It was short and spun across the right-handed bat, and Williams was quickly into his wicket and swung it around. He moves to 23 now, Williams, and the score moves on now to 40 to 42. 42 for 3, with Williams going with that boundary, getting one short and swung it around down to back of the square all along the ground for 4 runs. Williams is 23 now, and with him Charles, the non-striker, is on 12. So bad delivery there, got the treatment he deserved from Damani Hodge. Here he is once more, bowling over the wicket from just the commentary box in. He's in, the Bowser Williams, who goes back and hits this one into the covers, to the man at cover point. He knocks it down, pushed the ball away in front of him, prevented extra runs. The single was there to be taken. It was taken. 24 now to Williams, and it's 43 for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. It's Akim Charles, the left-handed batter, seeing some field change. Man going out to that cover point, short third man, extra cover long off, sweep on the deep cover boundary. This one is carried up and it's hit to the man at extra cover, knocks it down in front of him, and there is no run. So over number 8 completed. The first over bowled by Damani Hodge. Gukaran has sent down 1 as well. We've had 3 from Walker and 3 from Wright. 8 overs completed at the end of 8. It's 42 the score for the loss of 3, the General Auto Spartans. 43 for the loss of 3.
Yes, it's very steady going here by the Spartans here. They were in a spot of bother when they started by losing 3 quick wickets, but they have steadied themselves now because the wicket has dried up and is very good for batting right now.
So we're going to see Gukaran continuing. He'll be bowling over number 9. He's operating left arm medium pace from the far end of the ground, the central polyclinic end, and he'll be bowling to Damian Williams. Williams batting well, played some good shots so far. He's got 24. His partner Akim Charles has got 12. Ronde Longfield out without scoring. Sherwin Peters also going without troubling the scorers, and Kenroy David going for 2 wickets for Walker, and the other going to Rolando Wright. 43 for 3, the GA Spartans out of St. Martin. As we look at Gukaran, this will be his 2nd over. And this one is played into the offside, out to the man at backward point. Ball traveling much too quickly for a run. Coming onto the front foot and opening the blade, steering the ball quite nicely all along the ground to the man at backward point. Gukaran, the left armer, over the wicket into Williams, who gets a full toss, and he doesn't make the most of this one. Driving it powerfully, the bowler knocked it down. It ricocheted off his hand to the man at short extra cover, and there is no run. Williams is kept on 24 as Gukaran comes in. Bowser Williams gets a good delivery this time, coming back in slightly and appreciably from outside the line of the off stump, and Williams is in behind it quite nicely in the approved fashion. Back there, head right over the line of that delivery. Gukaran with over number 9. In over number 9 comes in Bowser Williams, who drives, goes to the man at short extra cover, not timing it, coming off the lower portion of the bat, that woody sound, not the sweet sound that he would have liked. Ball just trickling into the offside field to extra cover, and there is no run. Gukaran is in once more. Bowser Williams again, he gets a good delivery this time, keeping slightly low, and he had to come down rather hurriedly on that one. Pushes the ball back up on the onside, and there is no run. 43 for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. Williams has 24, 12 to Akim Charles, the non-striker. As Gukaran comes in once more and bowls to Williams, who goes back and stays this one. It's knocked down but not stopped effectively by the man at backward point. Ricochets off his body and so provides Williams with his 25th run and the 44th of the innings. So 43 for the loss of 3. The GA Spartans, 44 for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. With Williams 25, Akim Charles is on 12.
Yes, it was a very beautiful over here by Gukaran. Only 1 run coming from that. We still see a lot of swing from the left arm bowlers. They are getting that ball to do a bit of magic out here at the Ronald Webster Park here on Anguilla.
So are we seeing another change? A new bowler. So just a solitary over from Damien Hodge. So we have a new bowler coming in here now. That's looked like, I think this is the other Gukaran.
Which one?
This is Mark, yes. I know I had him. So this is Mark Gukaran. And Chris, yeah. Chris was the other one. And so this is Mark now. So the Gukaran brothers. So Mark has taken over from Damien Hodge. This is the commentary box set. This will be over number 10 coming up here. So after 9 overs, 44 runs scored by the GA Spartans for the loss of 3 wickets. So Mark Gukaran picking up the attack from this commentary box, and he'll be bowling to Damian Williams. Williams is 25 and Akim Charles 12. So this is Mark now. We had Chris operating the left arm, slow left arm, medium fast bowler operating from the south, and now we see Mark Gukaran picking up the attack. Just a solitary over from Damien Hodge. So the field pretty well spread. Is sweep on the deep cover boundary, man at point. Extra cover, long off, long on, and right back on the deep mid-wicket boundary. As Mark Gukaran goes in and bows this one coming in from outside the line of the off stump. Very good delivery. Williams goes back and pushes the ball into the offside, into the extra cover area, and there is no run. So the keeper standing up, no slip, short fine leg. As Mark Gukaran, aided by the cross breeze coming out from the east, he goes in, bows this one short, and Williams goes back and taps it into the offside. The man at point comes in, sends the throw into the keeper. It's not a good one. Keeper won't be happy with that sort of throw coming into him. Williams gets another run. He goes to 26 now, and it's 45 to score for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. Field changing over to accommodate the left-handed batter in Akim Charles. Charles has been there for a while. He's got 12. 26 to Williams, the non-striker, with that number 29 emblazoned across his blue jersey. This one is on the line of the leg stump, turned down to the man at short fine leg. They're all traveling very quickly, and it prevents a run. So Gukaran, Mark Gukaran, operating from this commentary box in as the breeze picks up. Here he is, breaks into his stride now, comes in, bows over the wicket to the left-handed batter. He drives, Gukaran goes down, knocks it down, gets in a bit of a tangle with the non-striker, the burly figure of Damian Williams. Stands his ground, but Mark did well in covering quite a bit of ground, going across to his right. So here is Mark Gukaran with over number 10 in progress. Goes in over the wicket to the left-hander. He drives at this one. Goes past the outside edge. Perilously close indeed. Taken behind by the keeper. Here we saw Charles looking to drive powerfully through the offside field. Missed it completely and was taken behind by the keeper standing up. Mark Gukaran again. Right arm up the wicket from this commentary box and gets a good delivery this time. And Charles comes onto the front foot, drops it down into the onside. It's the end of over number 10. So after 10 overs, 45 runs scored for the loss of 3 wickets. The players will be taking a refreshment break, Sambo. So the umpires just signaling that it's time for the refreshment break. So 10 overs completed, 45 runs scored for the GA Spartans, with Damian Williams getting to 26. He's still unbeaten. And with him, Akim Charles. He's got 12. Ronde Longfield, the man out, caught by the wicketkeeper after bowling of Walker without scoring. Sherman Peters caught by Hodge, the very first delivery of the day after bowling of Rolando Wright for Duck, and Kenroy David, the other one man, caught out at the long off of the bowling of Walker, caught by Jacob Pauls for 2. So after 10 overs, after 20 over assignment here for the GA Spartans, sent into bat by the Revolution Cricket Club, they are 45 for the loss of 3 wickets, with Damian Williams on 26 unbeaten, and with him his partner Akim Charles on 12.
Well, they are scoring at a rate of 4.5 runs and over, and continuing in that, they will only score 90 runs in 20 overs, 4.5. It's still a beautiful day for cricket here at the Ronald Webster Park here. The sun is out in all its glory, but we are also asking drivers to remember that there is a bicycle race taking place, so try to stay away from the road as much as possible, or use it wisely.
Yep, so the players are getting a much needed refreshment. 10 overs sent down, 45 runs scored by the General Auto Spartans for the loss of 3 wickets. Players and umpires refreshing themselves out in the middle. The game today featuring the GA Spartans out of neighboring Dot St. Martin up against the Revolution. As we see in the distance, the cyclists are doing their thing in the John T. Memorial Cycling Classic, a really big race here in Anguilla. And certainly some officials have come in. International Cycling Union officials are here as well, as they will be grading this activity, as it plans are, as the organizers have indicated to me, that the race will be used for points, and points are very important for international riders. It gets them into a particular grade, so points are very important. So the officials are here. International officials are in fact looking on at this particular race, and they'll be grading it. They'll certainly be grading it, and certainly should be going forward. It will be used as a points race, so we could see more and more cyclists, international cyclists, coming here to participate just to get some points, which are very, very important in the international cycling arena. At cricket, at the Ronald Webster Park, we have cricket. Lovely cricket, and it's 10 overs sent down so far by the Revolution in their encounter in the Premier League competition against the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. The Revolution team who winning the toss and asking their friends, the GS Spartans, to take first strike, and with the very first ball of the innings, they lost the wicket of the very important scalp of Sherwin Peters, who has represented the Leeward Islands, one of their more experienced players, going off the very first ball to a good delivery by Rolando Wright, the left-arm spinner, one that bounced and turned, took the outside edge, and Ashan Hodge, the captain of the Revolution team, took a brilliant catch, standing close at first slip. So, as we've indicated, 10 overs sent down. We're about to see the start of over number 11. It will be bowled by Chris Gukaran. This will be his third. His brother Mark has just bowled a solitary over, one from Dimani Hodge. Walker sent down 3, and Rolando Wright has also sent down 3 overs. So it's going to be Williams, who's on 26. Looks up and sees Chris Gukaran coming in from the far end. Left arm, slow medium, pushed out into the onside. The man from mid-wicket covering quite a bit of ground to his left and prevents a run. So Williams is kept on 26. And with him is Akim Charles on 12. And Charles has been on 12, stuck on 12 for quite some time. Here is Chris Gukaran in now. Also Williams gets a good delivery, puts him onto the front foot. The man at mid-wicket comes in, sends the throw, and it's not a good one to the keeper. And a very good run taken there by Williams. 27 he is now. 46 is the score for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. So Williams and Charles will have to bat quite deep into this Spartans innings if they're to make a respectable total. The Revolution will certainly have other ideas. They're bowlers, and the team, as this one from Chris Gukaran, is Up outside the line of the off stump, play to the man, the captain in Ashton Hodge at backward point, and there is no run. So short third man, short fine. Mid-wicket, close in on the short mid-wicket. There's a man right out on the deep mid-wicket boundary. There's a long off and a long on. And there's a sweep on the deep cover boundary. This one is outside the line of the off stump. It's played out to the man. A short extra cover knocks it forward. Doesn't stop it cleanly, but stops it effectively. And so gives a run to Charles, his 13th run. It's now 46. The GA Spartans for the loss of 3 in the course of over number 11. It's been bowled by Chris Gookaran. Here he is running in towards us once more, bowling over the wicket. He comes in now and bows to Williams. Williams turns this one again for another run. Good bit of work there by the man at mid-wicket, throwing himself, preventing what could have been a couple. 28 now to Williams, and it's 47. 47 it is for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. It's Charles who's on 13, taps away at the crease and looks up at Chris Gookaran as he comes in from that far end. The southern end is driven powerfully. The man off the wide long off boundary comes on, but not quick enough to prevent the run. The 14th for Akeem Charles, the 48th for the GA Spartans at the end of over number 11. 48 for 3 after 11, 14 to Charles, and 28 it is to Damian Williams.
Yes, Charles had been a very long time here on 12. And it's a spot of bother here because you need to rotate the strike and keep it ticking over here, while the more prolific batsman would score the runs. He need to be ticking it over, and instead of going for the big strokes, just tick it over.
So it's going to be Chris's brother, Mark Gookaram, who will pick up the attack once more, getting into his second over. Chris, his brother, has sent down 3 overs so far. Walker sent down 3. Wright has sent down 3, and we've had 1 from Damien Hodge. So this is over number 12, about to start. It's Mark Gookaran going in now, bowled into the batter in Charles, who wanted to punch it through the offside field, missed it, and the keeper didn't take it standing up. Mark Gookaran now once more, bowling right arm over the wicket to the left-handed batter in Charles. Here he goes in now and bows this one to Charles, gets a good delivery. Coming across the left-handed batter, he can do no more than just push the ball quietly in front of him on the offside, and there is no run. Mark Gookaran is a very wily bowler. Gets into his work very quickly, has good control. 14 to Akeem Charles is the bat on strike. This one is carried up to Charles. It comes onto the front foot, wants a run. Williams was a little slow in taking off. The throw wasn't a good one to the keeper. So Charles gets another run. He goes to 15. And Williams, who's on 28, comes into strike. It's 49. 50? 50? Yeah, my scorer, Sambo, tells me it's 50 now. So the 50 has been posted. 50 for 3. 28 to Williams, as he faces up now to Mark Gookaran. This one is tossed up, and he plays this uppishly into the onside. Had there been a man close in there, would have presented a simple catch for a man in at forward short leg. There's none. Field is pretty much spread. Williams is kept on 28. 15 to Akeem Charles. This is over number 12 of 20. So 8 overs left after this one. As Mark Gookaran goes in, bowls to Williams, who swings this one high over the deep backward square. Has it gone all the way for 6? We'll have to, yes, it has. A good hit there by Damian Williams. This is his second 6 of the innings, I think. Getting back and swinging this one high over square leg. For 6, he goes to 34, and it's 56 now. The GA Spartans for the loss of 3.
Yes, it was a very good stroke. He played it very well over square leg, and 6 runs was written all over it from the start. Now a man is posted deep on the boundary here in preventing him to do that stroke once again.
So there's a man right back on the deep backward square boundary, right on the rope, as Mark Gookaran, with the wind picking up here in the commentary box, goes in right arm over the wicket and brings him onto the front foot. There's a shout for LBW, but umpire Hodge isn't interested. In the opinion of the umpire, perhaps that one striking him outside the line of the stumps. So the end of over number 12, Sambo, is 56 for the loss of 3. The GA Spartans with 34 runs so far to Damian Williams and 15 to his partner Hakeem Charles.
Yes, we see that the Spartans have increasing the scoring rate, and they are going at a fairly good rate right now here. I'm looking about 120, 125 runs at that rate.
So it's 56 for 3, the Spartans sent into bat by the Revolution. Revolution getting some early wickets, getting 3 quick wickets, but since the 2 batters in Hakeem Charles and Damian Williams, they've managed to repair the damage, early damage that was done by Walker and Wright. And we are seeing now Chris Gookaram about to bowl his 4th over. So we've had 12 overs completed. 56 runs scored for the loss of 3 wickets. So it's going to be Chris Gookaram once more. Medium fast, left arm, over the wicket to Charles, who drives uppishly, but the fieldsman at long on waits and takes it on the first bounce. It was driven in the air for some time, and Charles gets himself another run. It's 57 now for the loss of 3, and it brings Williams, who back into strike. He's on 34. Williams has batted quite well. Williams played a number of good shots. Here is Chris Gookaram. He's in now and bows to Williams, short outside the off stump, and it's driven out to the man on the deep cover boundary in Carlisle Hughes, who runs in very quickly, gets the ball back to the keeper. 35 now to Damian Williams, 58 to score for 3, the Spartans. So 16 to Charles, comes back into strike with that single, and he'll be facing up to Chris Gookaram. Here's Gookaram into Charles, drives at this one, is bowling. He is bowled all over the place here, and there was Charles looking to smash that through the offside field, played all across it, and the off stump sent back. Stumps rattled, broken here, and so another wicket goes down, that of Hakeem Charles, bowled by Chris Gookaram for 16. Sambo, it's now 58 for the loss of 4, the General Otto Spartans out of St. Martin.
Yes, he tried hitting that ball out of the ground. He had tried that stroke before and failed, and he tried it once again, and he was bowled center stump here. Rock back. Chris Gookaram, he's been bowling very well.
So the new man goes out. Who's the new man here? Jalil. So the new batter is Jalil. So Jalil goes out to partner Damian Williams.
Jahil Mohammed.
So it's Jahil Mohammed. Jalil Mohammed going out to be with Damian Williams. So he's replaced Hakeem Charles, looking to smash Chris Gookaram out of the ground, and missed it completely. Played across it, played across the line of a pretty straight delivery, and look back to see his off stump leaning back. So a wicket for Chris Gookaram in over number 4. So the wickets have been shared up here. 1 for Chris Gookaram, 2 for Walker, and 1 for Wright. It's 58 for the loss of 4 in over number 13. As the new batter in Jalil Mohammed. 58. This is over number 13, being bowled by Chris Gookaram. He's just picked up the wicket of Hakeem Charles. Clean bowl for 16. So here is Chris Gookaram outside the line of the off stump, and Mohammed plays at and misses, not taken cleanly by the keeper. Playing at 1, pitched up outside the line of the off stump, going a shade away, slightly away from the right-handed batter in Mohammed, Jalil Mohammed. Not taken cleanly by the keeper. The keeper just standing a little back from the stumps for the left arm slow medium as he comes in now and bowls this one, a good delivery this time. And Mohammed comes onto the front foot, plays it back up along the pitch, and there is no run. So a wicket in the 13th over is not yet completed, being bowled by Chris Gookaram. 2 wickets for Oliver Walker. As Gookaram comes in, Chris Gookaram. This one is keeping a trifle low on the line of the off stump. Pushed into the man at extra cover. End of a tidy over. Good one in what he got the wicket of Akeem Charles for 16. 13 overs completed, Sambo. 58 for the loss of 4. The GA Spartans out of St. Martin playing here today at the Ronald Webster Park against the Revolution Cricket Club.
Yes, this was a very good over here by Chris Gookaram, and who has completed his bowling of 4 overs, which is 4 overs for 8 runs, 1 wicket. And that was very good left arm bowling here. We saw bounce, we saw turn, we saw swing, and those that also kept low. Very good bowling indeed.
So 8 runs conceded by Chris Gookaram and 1 wicket. Couldn't ask for more, for better here. So we have 13 overs have been sent down in this innings for the General Auto Spartans. They've scored 58 runs and they've lost 4 wickets. The batters out: Charles for 16, Longville without scoring, Peters without scoring, and David for 2. And standing between the Revolution and the Spartans is Damien Williams. He's got 35 and he's batted very well. It's got to be Mark Gookaram now, the off spinner. This one is swung out to the man at mid-wicket. This will go all the way for 6 runs. Picking that one up, and the power hitting here of Damien Williams takes him on to 41. And the score with that 6 moves to 64. 64 now for the loss of 4. The GS Spartans, that one swung high and hard and handsomely over the wide mid-wicket area all the way for 6. It's the 3rd 6 of the innings here for Damien Williams. He's gone to 41. Mark Gookaram, right arm over the wicket. In this one goes right past the outside edge of the batter. Not taken cleanly by the keeper, but a good delivery. That one spun as well. Came in sharply from outside the off stump. See Damien Williams coming down and just tapping at an area he suspects that ball would have pitched. It was a good delivery. It's 64 for the loss of 4 as Mark Gookaram goes in once more. Bowling to Williams on 41. He goes in short of Williams, goes back and swings this one through mid-wicket all along the ground. The man rushes off the mid-wicket boundary and limits the score to just a single for Damien Williams. He's gone now to 42, and it's 65 for the loss of 3, the GA Spartans. Sun out in all its glory. Nice blue skies. Some white cloud layers up there as well. Breeze still quite refreshingly so coming out from the northeast. It's Mark Gookaram here at the Ronald Webster Park. He comes in now and bowls to the batter in. Oh, he drives this one in the air. The man at short extra cover diving forward could not hold on to it. But it was in the Mohammed going back and looking to pierce the offside field. Struck it uppishly to the man at short extra cover. Ball was on its way down. He had to move forward. Couldn't get there sufficiently forward to make a catch. Here is Mark Gookaram now into Mohammed. Hits this one high in the air over the head of the man at that close in mid-wicket and gets himself a run, fortuitously so, and just clipping that one uppishly, not with any great degree of power, and the ball just lobbed up. The man at mid-wicket had to turn and go back, trying to make a catch of it. Could not get there. So Mohammed gets his first run. It's 66 now for the loss of 4. Williams on 41 back into strike now. This one is a good one. Comes onto the front foot. That one looped and turns into him. The end Sambo of over number 14. It's 66 for 4. 1 to Jalil Mohammed and 42 to Damien Williams.
Yes, it was still a very good over here by Gookaram here. Mark Gookaram still has bounce and swing in this wicket here. Very good cricket here at the JRW Park here, the Ronald Webster Park here. The sun is out in all its glory, just a few puffy white clouds here and there. But it's a lovely day for cricket.
So we are seeing a change in bowling. Chris Gukaran, who bowled 4 overs and conceded 8 runs and picked up a wicket, has now given away to that looks like the other left-arm spinner in Carlisle Hughes. So Carlisle Hughes is the new bowler, left-arm spinner, and he'll be taking over from Chris Gukaram at the southern end of the ground. It's 6-6 for the loss of 4. As Carlisle Hughes comes in with his first delivery, he's in. Balls to Mohammed, who goes back and tugs this one into the man, out to the man at close in mid-wicket, and there is no run. So this is the start of over number 15. So 5-4 left after this one. It's Carlisle Hughes bowling around the wicket to the right-handed batter in Mohammed. Short. And Mohammed goes back and plays a stylish stroke out to the man on the deep cover boundary, the sweeper. Gets himself his second run. So Mohammed is 42 to Damien Williams. And the score is now 67 for the loss of 4. So the Revolution keeping it really tight here against the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. Williams just retakes his guard, being assisted by umpire Jimbo Proctor, who's standing at the Central Polyclinic end. Here is Carlisle Hughes. This one is carried up. Williams goes back and gets his 43rd run, pushing the ball out to long off. 68 the score now for the loss of 4. And it brings Mohammed back into strike. He's on 2. Here is Uz around the wicket now. Faster flat, and Mohammed goes back and hits this one through the offside field. A long run for the sweep on the deep cover boundary. He's pretty quick, but not quick enough to prevent 2 runs. So Mohammed looks good, looks to be a good offside player. 70 the score now. Mohammed is on 4. Going back and forcing a short delivery from Carlisle Hughes. Short and pretty flat. And just punching it through the offside field, providing some work for the sweep on the deep cover boundary to his right. Hughes is in once more. This time he loops it up. It's struck high just over the head of the man at mid-wicket. That's Gukaran. Out to that wide long on area for another run for Mohammed. He's on 5. It's 71 now. In over number 15, it's been bowled by Carlisle Hughes. 5 to Jalil Mohammed. Williams the batter now. This gets a good delivery. That one was well bowled. Right on the line of that center stump. Slightly fast and flat as well. And Williams just had to come down on it. Kept it out of his stump. So the end of 15, it's 71. The Spartans for the loss of 4. 15 overs completed. Damien Williams has 43. And with him, Jalil Mohammed, 5.
Yes, it was a very good over here by Carlisle Hughes. We saw the drift and turn, we saw the bounce. Yeah, very good over indeed. And they are here at 71 for 4.
So 5 overs left, 15 completed, 71 runs scored, 4 wickets taken. We're about to see the start of over number 16, and it will be bowled by Mark Gukaram. So Mark coming up on his 4th over now, and he'll be bowling to Jalil Mohammed, who's on 5. 43 to his partner, the non-striker in Damien Williams. 16 made by Akeem Charles. Here is Mark Gukaram outside the line of the off stump, and that one he plays at and misses. Not taken behind cleanly by the keeper standing up. Mark Gukaram now into his work. Right arm, off-break bowler. Bowling from the traditional off-spinner's end. This one is started up and this one is hit high in the air. There's a man coming around on the mid-wicket boundary. He takes the catch. Very good catch taken there by the man out at that deep mid-wicket boundary. It was floated up and Mohammed went for the stroke, looking to hoist it high over mid-wicket. Succeeded only in holding out in the deep to the fieldsman there, who settled under it very nicely, even with this very strong puff of wind coming out from the northeast, and certainly would have played around with the ball a bit in the air, and he held on to it. So Mohammed goes for 5, And it's now 71 for the loss of 5 wickets, Sambo. First wicket here for Mark Gookaram.
Yes, it was a very good wicket in there. The fieldsman just settled himself and said, thank you very much. It was a wonderful judge catch here by Samuel Connor here, who took a very beautiful catch indeed.
So Samuel Connor, the catcher, out on that deep mid-wicket boundary, right out on next to the rope, right against the rope. And he came in just a step or two off the rope, settled under it and took the catch. So the new man going out, we'll have to pick that up for you in just a while. We know Damian Williams is out there. It's 71 for the loss of 5. And we're in the course of over number 16. So here is Mark Gookaram to the new batter. We'll get his name for you in just a while. He gets one. He turns onto the onside. Wants a single, but it's not there. Just pushing the ball into the onside field. The keeper coming very quickly from behind the stump. Picked the ball up very quickly and got it back to the bowler. It's Mark Gookaram with a wicket under his belt now, bowling quite well from the commentary box, and he goes in and bowls one that is turned onto the onside, down to back of the square. Easy single. Carlisle Hughes having to move to his left, and the new batter gets himself a run. 72 it is now for the loss of 5. The General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. This is over number 16 in progress. 4 overs to come after this one. Here is Mark Gookaram outside the off stump. This one is punched out to this man on the deep cover boundary. Williams does for his 44th run. So Williams is 44 and it's 73 for the loss of 5. Belizar is the new man. So Belizar is 1. As Gookaram goes in, both to Belizar. He turns at this one, goes past the bat. Keeper knocks it behind him. But the end of another fine over by Mark Gookaram, one in which he got the wicket of Jalil Mohammed, brilliantly caught on the deep wicket boundary for 5. 16 overs sent down, Sambo. 73 runs scored by the Spartans for the loss of 5 wickets. Damian Williams, the man is still there. He's got 44. And the new man, Belizar, is on 1.
Yes, there's still a lot left in this wicket. At our point here, it is looking very well. It has hold up. It's looking very well. And said that it will have bounce. What you put in, what you get out. And Williams is scoring very freely on this wicket.
So Williams has batted really well. He scored 44 runs. By far the main scorer for the GA Spartans. He'll be facing up now to Carlisle Hughes. So this is the second over for Carlisle Hughes. 16 overs completed. 73 runs scored for the loss of 5 wickets. This is over number 17. Being bowled by Carlisle Hughes. So 2 wickets for Walker. 1 for Chris Gookaram, 1 for Marker. This one is driven at outside the off stump. Playing inside the line of that delivery. Through it goes into the gloves of the keeper. Short third man backward point sweep on the deep cover boundary. Long off on an extra cover. As Carlisle loops this one up, it's driven at again and missed by the batter in Williams, looking to go over the top, and it's into the gloves of the keeper once more. 2 good deliveries there by Carlisle Hughes, bowling left arm around the wicket to the right-handed batter in Damian Williams. Williams is 44. Belizar is on 1. It's 73 for the loss of 5. In this, the 17th over of the innings. Here is Carlisle Hughes. This one is driven out into the covers to extra cover, and there is no run by Williams. He's kept on 44. Short fine leg, mid-wicket, long on, and a man right out on the deep mid-wicket boundary. Here's Carlisle Hughes, carries this one up to Williams, who drives onto the front foot. He comes out to long off, gets a single. Wants 2, looks up at his partner Belizar and sends him back. Williams goes to 45 now, and the score on to 74. 74 for 5. Over number 17, still in progress. It's been bowled by the left arm spiller in Carlisle Hughes. Hughes coming around the wicket. from the Central Polyclinic end, the southern end of the ground, and he'll be bowling to Balazar, who's on 1. Here he is into Balazar. Balazar turns this one into the onside. Out to square leg, gets himself his second run. 75 now. 75 for 5. The General Auto Spartans of St. Martin sent into bat by the Revolution Cricket Club. Williams is 45, comes back into strike. Looks up and sees Carlisle Hughes is around the wicket to him. He drives powerfully. Oh! This was driven ferociously to the man at short extra cover. Takes it on the hand. He's in some pain at this time, but it was driven ferociously by Williams. Very well stopped there by the man in on the offside. That looks like Walker. And no run scored there by Williams. Denied any runs there. Very well fielded by Walker. Certainly saved at the perhaps a boundary, Sambo. 75 is the score for the loss of 5, the Spartans, at the end of over number 17.
Yes, that was a very good stroke, but it was well fielded by Walker in that short cover with some pain in it also. And he did very well to prevent what certainly was 4 runs. So it will be Demani to continue from away.
Demani Hodge, bowled 1 over previously. And he'll be bowling from the commentary box, and he'll be bowling to Balazar, who's on 2. 75 for 5. In over number 18, about to start. This one is lofted in the air. Someone is going to get on it. No. Out to a very, very straight mid-off position. It was in the air for some time. But Jacob Pauls was some way back at long off, and also his captain, Ashawn Hodge, who's at long on and long off. Both Pauls at long off and Hodge at long on. Neither of them getting there, and a single for the batter in Balazar. So Balazar is 3, and it's 76 for the loss of 5. And we are into number 18, right, Sambo? Over number 18 been bowled here by Demani Hodge. He's second over, bowling right arm off breaks from the commentary box, and he's bowling over the wicket to Williams, and Williams pushes this one up very powerfully back up along the strip to the bowler, and there is no run. Small aircraft just goes away towards our eastern side of the ground from the Clayton July International. This one is played out to the man at backward point. He didn't quite pick it up, and he comes across now, and they amble through for the second run. 2 more to Williams. He goes to 47, and it's now 78 for the loss of 5. So no slip, a backward point. Sweep on the deep cover boundary. Deep extra cover. Mid-wicket. Man right out on the deep backward square. This one is tucked down to third man, short third man. The man from backward point has some running to do to his left. Gets there in time. 48 now to Williams. 79 for the loss of 5. So Williams is 2 away from what, if he gets it, would be a very well played 50. As Demani Hodge operating from this commentary box and bowling over the wicket. This one is hit high in the air, out to the man at mid-wicket. He settles under it, and he takes the catch. So Balazar goes for 3. Caught of the bowling of Demani Hodge for 3. And Sambo, it's now 79, the Spartans, for the loss of 6. 79 for 6 at the end of over number 18.
Yes, it's 79 here, and it was very tough going all day. Only Damian Williams, who made some sensible batting here, played some wonderful strokes here. And to me, there will be, and we see 3 umpires out on the field. Umpire Morton, Umpire Proctor.
So now, is that Umpire Morton? Or yes, so Umpire Morton is finally taken over from Umpire Proctor. Umpire Proctor wasn't scheduled to do this game. Umpire Mitchell Morton was the one scheduled to do this match alongside Ralph Hodge. So Mitchell Morton has come on now, and Umpire Jimbo Proctor just jogging off the field going into the players area. We've had 18 overs completed of the 20 over aside competition here in the Premier League between the General Auto Spartans of St. Martin and the Revolution Cricket Club out of Anguilla. 18 overs completed. 79 runs scored by the Spartans for the loss of 6 wickets. With Damian Williams still there on 48, the new man going out. We will have to get that name of that player. Going out to partner Damian Williams. Wicket just going in the last over. Bowled by Damani Hodge. That of Balazar for 3. So it's going to be Khalid Hughes from the far end, the Central Polyclinic end, and he'll be bowling to Damian Williams on 48. 79 for the loss of 6 of Spartans. Here is Khalid, bowls to Hughes, who drives powerfully through the offside field. They've gone for 1. Will he get his 15 this one? Throw comes in by Sean Hodge to the keeper. 1 more to Williams. He goes to 49, and it's now 80 for the loss of 6 to Spartans. So the new man, a left-handed batter, will get his name for you in just a moment. Sambo has gone to check. Left-handed batter, tall, slim figure. Looks around at the field. Man going out to right out on the square leg boundary as Carlisle goes in and bows to him, and he drives this one straight out to the man at long on. He settles under it, and the catch is taken. So the new batter, we're still to get his name, driving loftily high out to long on, and the catch taken out in the deep. So no trouble, no damage, no trouble for our scorers here in the box. The new man just coming in and with his first delivery, driving high in the air and holding out at long on. It's now 80 for the loss of 7, Sambo. Doran not troubling the scorer at all. Doran going without scoring off the bowler of Khalid Hughes. He gets his first wicket here today. Khalid Hughes picking up the wicket of Doran. With the score now, the Spartans 80 for the loss of 7. And we are in over number 19. So 80 for 7 in the course of over number 19. So the new man going out. So we're just trying to get the name of that.
Anil Pandey.
So Anil Pandey is the new batter. So Anil Pandey is the new man going out. Just seen Doran departing his first delivery, looking to hit it out of the ground, and held out at long on after bowling of Khalid Hughes. Over number 19, new man going out is Pandey. Williams is still in 49. Pandey, right-handed batter. As Hughes comes in, both to Pandey, who wants to steer this down to third man. 1 wide of off stump. The wide is called and signaled by umpire Mitchell Morton. So it's 81 for the 7 now. This one, when Hughes is carried up to the batter in Pandey. Pandey wants a run. Williams sends him back. It was a faster delivery. Just managed to get the bat down on it. Perhaps some pad. Ricochets into the offside field. Was scampering down the wicket, and Williams sent him back. So Pandey is yet to score. Khalid Hughes comes in once more and bowls to Pandey. Pandey goes back to a faster, flatter delivery. There's a shout for LBW. Again, perhaps just getting a nick onto it in the nick of time and kept it out of his stumps as well. It's beginning to happen here. Pandey doesn't seem as though he wants to stay around. He's looking to push things on. It's 81 for the loss of 7. The Spartans, as this one is carried up and is swung out to long on. Gets his first run. Wants a second, but he's sent back by Williams. So Pandey gets off the mark. It's 82 now for the loss of 7. And Williams, will he get his 15 off this delivery? He's 49, Williams. He's batted well. He's been the mainstay of the GS Spartans innings today. 49 is Williams. Here is Khalid Hughes with the ball, bowling around the wicket to the right-handed batter. Gets a good delivery, stabs it into the offside field, calls Pandey through for the run. The man coming in from back at point wasn't quick enough, so Williams gets to 50. Well played, 50 for Williams. It's 83 for the loss of 7 at the end of over number 19. So 83 for the loss of 7 and Williams is on 50.
Yes, that was a well-played 50 here by Williams. We saw the flurry of strokes, 6 hitting and 2 class 4s here. He plays very well, Williams here. Very good batsman indeed.
So we are about to see the final over, Sambo. Final over, over number 20. 83 for the loss of 7. And it will be Pandey.
Yes, we are into the final over.
Williams, in fact, will be facing up. I did say Pandey. It will be Williams to face the final over. And it will be bowled by... who is this? We're trying to pick this man up. He's wearing the number 12.
Rolando Wright.
Rolando Wright. Right. That's indeed. Rolando Wright. So it's going to be Wright, the left arm spinner, with the final over of the innings. Bowling around the wicket to the right-handed batter in Williams, who strokes this one through the offside field. Out to the sweep on the deep cover boundary. They look for a second. It's not there. Pandey wants it. Throw coming in very quickly to the keeper. It's 51 to Williams, and it's now 84. 84 for the loss of 7. This is the final over. Pandey has won. The only other batter of note, 16 scored by Hakeem Charles. Williams has got 51. He won't be on strike. It's Pandey. Rolando Wright, left arm spinner. Started out at the southern end, the Central Polyclinic end of the ground here at the Ronald Webster Park, and ending here at the northern end of the ground, football stadium end. He'll be bowling to Anil Pandey. Pandey's on 1, takes guard from umpire Ralph Hodge. Man at backward point. Deep extra cover. As Wright goes in now. Bowls to Pandey. Pandey gets this one off the lower portion of the bat. Throw comes into the keeper's end, and he makes his ground. He's gone to 2 now. Everyone counts. 85 it is now. 85 for 7. General Auto Spartans giving the strike back to Damian Williams. Williams is 51 unbeaten. He's played well. In that 51, he's had 3 sixes, 3 big sixes in that innings. Here is Rolando Wright, left arm, around the wicket into Williams. Williams goes back and forces this one out to the man on the sweep on the deep cover boundary. He gets there very quickly and rifles the throw in very quickly. A good one. Right over the top of the stumps to the keeper. 52 to Williams. And the score now 86. 86 for the loss of 7. The General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. Off to a poor start, losing the wicket, that of Peters, with the very first ball by Wright, caught at slip by Ashawn Hodge off the very first ball of the innings, and it's been a downhill slide since then. Hakeem Charles, next top scorer at 5th with 16. Williams has 52. He's not on strike. Anil Pandey, he's on 2. Deep mid-wicket, right back on the rope. Deep square leg. As Wright goes in and balls to Pandey, turns this on to, comes off the pad and ricochets into the offside field. And a run is taken. It's signaled now a leg by. 87 for the loss of 7, the Spartans. So Pandey is kept on 2. And it's Williams who's batted so well here today. He's on 52. With the sun in all its glory out now here at the Ronald Webster Park. As Wright goes in and balls to Williams, who comes right across his stump, right outside, a long way across the off stump. The ball goes down to a third man, a very fine third man. It's coming by way of byes. So 4 byes coming there to take the Spartans into the 90s. 91, the Spartans, for the loss of 7. In this, the final over, 20th over been bowled by Rolando Wright. So beating the batter, beating the keeper, and going down to a very fine third man for 4 byes. The signal coming from umpire Hodge. Rolando Wright once more. Mr. Commentary box in. Around the wicket, balls to the power hitter in Williams, who drives to the offside field. They want two. The throw is going to come in from Paws into the bowler's end, but it's too hard for the bowler. Pulled his hand away, and 2 runs are taken there by Williams. Williams goes to 54, and it's now 93. 93 it is for the loss of 7, Sambo, at the completion of the innings. So 93 it is for the loss of 7 after 20 overs. Pandey, with taking that very sharp single, seemed to have done some damage to his left foot. He's limping off. He's left unbeaten on 2, and with him his partner in Damian Williams, unbeaten on 54. So 93 for the loss of 7, the Spartans, after their 20 overs.
Yes, 93. That's gettable on this wicket because there is still good life in this wicket. What you put in, you get out. And I fancy that the Revolution team should win this game at ease.
So we're into the break now. 93 for the loss of 7 wickets for the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. The Revolution Cricket Club will need to get 94 runs to win this T20 encounter here at the James Ronald Webster Park. A well played, unbeaten 54. Well played, unbeaten 54 for Williams, Damian Williams, 54 not out. His score, top scorer in the innings, with Akim Charles getting 16. The score 93 for 7, made by the Spartan. 94 is a target. So the target is 94. Umpire Mitchell just coming and inquiring of the score in the box. So 94 for 7, made by the GA Spartans, with Damian Williams top scoring with a well played fine knock of 54 not out. Akim Charles 16, and no one else got into double figures today for the Spartan Sambo.
Yes, and in comparison to the game last week, where we had extras being the second top score, we did not see that today. We only see 1 wide and 7 byes and 1 leg by. No ball today was bowled. They were quite disciplined today in their bowling attack. Last week we had, for both teams, 49 wides. But today it was real discipline here on part of the Revolution team, who did it very well today. 94 is the total.
So 93 for 7, the Spartans made after their 20 overs, with Damian Williams top scoring with a well-played 54, had 3 huge sixes in that innings, and 3 fours. Batted very well, was very good running between the wickets. He's a burly figure, but he's quite sharp between the wickets. Batted very sensibly and kept his head down and right through, remained unbeaten right through until the end. Walker picking up 2 wickets, certainly bowled well. Chris Gokaran, 4 overs, conceded 8 runs. Rolando Wright, who started out early, did the damage with the very first delivery that he bowled, also did well. Mark Gokaram, who also bowled exceptionally well today. Khalid Hughes came into his own towards the end there as well. So good all-round performance from the Revolution Cricket Club, led by national player Ashan Hodge, who certainly now would be wanting of his players to go there and knock off those 94 runs needed for victory without too much damage. But it's left to be seen. Runs are on the board, 93 runs, 94 the target of 20 overs Sambo. Should be well within the reach of the Revolution Cricket Club, but cricket is played in the middle, not on the outside.
Yes, we sit here and we say it's easy, but as I've already said, runs on the board, runs on the board, and any falter, you are off. Chris Dukaran was the pick of the bowlers here. 4 overs, 1 for 8. He kept it in check. And the St. Martin wicket keeper, is already ready to go.
So the guys are ready, and the ground staff just getting a little roll of the pitch. And so we'll get all the players for you from St. Martin. We're still not quite familiar with the players. As we say, we are further hampered by the fact that we don't have names. There are some numbers, but we don't have the names on the jerseys, so it's a little difficult from this distance. So 93, in case you've just joined us, we've had the game here today at the Ronald Webster Park. The General Otto Spartans out of St. Martin, the visiting team, playing against the Revolution Cricket Club. And the Revolution Cricket Club winning the toss and asking the Spartans to take first strike. And they've been bowled out of their 20 overs, getting to 93 runs for the loss of 7 wickets, with Damian Williams, the star player for the Spartans, getting to 54 not out. Hakim Charles got 16, and no one else got into double figures. Rolando Wright bowled exceptionally well, so too did Walker, and Chris Bukaram and his brother Mark also bowled very well. Collard Hughes was in the attack as well, and Damani Hodge. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bowlers used by the Revolution club in this contest against the Spartans. Still looking on, spectators still lining the side of the road here on the western side as the John T. Memorial International Cycling Classic is well and truly on the way. Hopefully we should be getting some updates. So the race is very much on and going here. The sun is out in all its glory now. The pitch been and the ground been bathed in wonderful sunshine, and the breeze we've been getting all day from the northeast continues. So it's refreshing here in the quite refreshing here in the box. The humidity, we know it's still there. I can feel it from time to time, but the breeze is certainly helping to keep things a lot cooler where we are here on the northern end of the ground. And we are looking towards the south, looking at the pitch from the northern end. Just about a third man area, very fine third man area from the north. Behind me is the football stadium, and looking directly across at the Central Polyclinic, and also looking away in the distance, and you can see some tents where the cycling race started just around 11:19 this morning. Different categories, the novices, there's some intermediates, women's contingent, and then of course we've got the elite. We've got the elite section. So some papers just been thrown around here. The wind certainly pushing around the papers here at the moment. So you're not missing any cricket. We are into the break. You can see the Spartans of St. Martin just doing some warm-up, getting their wicket keeper, putting him through the paces, getting their keeper all readied. The Spartans, the Revolution, will need to get 94 runs if they are to win this game. They have 20 overs in which to do it. The GA Spartans will need to get 10 wickets or restrict the Revolution to under the 94 runs that they would have scored. So papers have been blown away from us here, so we're just asking someone on the below our box here to, if they can grab those papers for us. The wind has certainly picked up a bit more here in the box. We're under a white tent. We're not in an enclosed box, so it's quite open. So we have to the back of us on the northern side, we are all exposed. We are perched just to the right of the side screen at the northern end of the ground. But we've lost some of our papers, and hopefully we'll get those retrieved pretty soon. So yes, we're getting some help from a female spectator who's been so kind to gather those for us. And we want to thank her, one of our female cricket supporters out of St. Martin, who is doing the honors for us by getting our papers back. John Millington has just come into the ground here, so you'll be hearing from him in just a while. But to let you know that the John T. Memorial Cycling Classic is well and truly underway here in Anguilla today. We've got a number of riders from the neighboring islands of French and Dutch St. Martin, from Guadeloupe, Antigua, Barbuda, I think from St. Kitts as well, and St. Vincent, even as far south as St. Vincent in here for the cycling meet. So it's going to be a showdown a little later on when the elite riders come into the finish point, which is just not too far away from us here. In fact, we can look out from our position here in the box and look across towards the main roundabout and see it all there. So, as I said, John Millington will be picking things up at the start of the innings for the Revolution. Again, the score, the Spartans of St. Martin getting to 93 for 7 of the allotment of 20 overs, with Damian Williams being the top scorer. He got to a well-played 54, 3 massive sixes and 3 fours in that innings, steadied the ship after the Spartans lost wickets quite steadily, and having started very poorly with the very first ball of their innings, losing the prize scalp of Sherwin Peters, who was caught by Ashawn Hodge at first slip off the bowling of Rolando Wright. And from then it's been a downhill. We saw a partnership coming together, pretty good one, between Hakim Charles and Damian Williams. They're the ones who really steadied the ship. In fact, they're the only 2 batters to have gotten to double figures, 16 to Hakim Charles and 54 not out to Williams. So the scorecard isn't a pretty one for the Spartans. And amongst the wicket, Walker picking up a couple. Wright also bowled very well. Got the first wicket. Chris Gookaram, 4 overs for 8 runs and a wicket. Very, very, very economical. Mark Gookaram also bowled very well. Oh, not Bajnat, Chris Bajnat. We were saying Gookarang all along. So thank you so very much, Millie. So Chris Bajnat. Yeah, we were saying Gookaram. Mark Gookaram. We were even saying they were brothers. Yeah, we're grateful for that. So Chris Bajnat, he bowled exceptionally well, getting conceding just 8 runs off his 4 overs, and with his left arm slow medium from the bowled all of his overs from the south, from the Central Polyclinic end. And we also had Mark Gookaram, who bowled very well. His off spinners got quite a bit of turn and bounce, and was able to use the wind, the crosswind, quite effectively. Carlisle Hughes as well, bowling from the south, started a little shakily, but then got into his stride. He started out bowling a little flat and fast, but when he floated it, got some purchase off this turf here. And the pitch continues to play well. It's the traditional pitch, good for batting, good for bowling. If you can, I've always said, if you can bowl well enough on this pitch, you can get some purchase from it. If you can bat as well, you can play shots on this. The ball comes on very, very nicely. As we speak, the Spartans club, the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin, they're doing some loosening up, and the 2 umpires, Mitchell Morton, who was scheduled to do this game. We started with Jimbo Proctor, who had to leave, and Mitchell coming on now. Mitchell Morton coming in with Ralph Hodge. Colin Liddy. In fact, I thought it was Morton. Colin Liddy, and not Mitchell. So my apology to Mitchell Morton. All right, so John Millington is about to get into the chair, and he'll be starting the commentary as the Revolution Club will be looking to get 94 runs if they're to win this contest here against the General Otto Spartans out of St. Martin. Samuel Theodore has left. He's gone downstairs to get some information from the St. Martin team. So very good afternoon to you, John Millington.
Good afternoon to all the sundry, and good afternoon to you, Keith. It is truly a pleasure to be here. First and foremost, Keith, I must say, I'm very surprised as to the very mega targets that poultry targets that we have seen over the past 2 days. In the past 3 innings, we have seen very much below the par targets being set. We saw in yesterday's game, no team reached 100 in the first encounter. It was 89 scored by the Masters, and it was easily attained by the Spartans in 8-9 overs. And in the second encounter, it was the Revolution who made some 82, and it was also reached with some sort of degree of comfort by the foreign skies. And so it is. There are no devils out there. There are absolutely no devils in the wicket. It is, again, as we continue to say, what is very surprising it is that we just cannot play spinners. We can't play slow bowling. And it was evident when you were not here yesterday, but it was discussed at length as to the result that we saw in Dominica, with the West Indies coming up against India.
Yes, very important comments there. In fact, Millie, no devils, real devils in this track. As I've often said, if you can bat, you can score runs, and if you can bowl, you can get wickets on this particular track. There was a little bit of assistance for the spinners, a little bounce early on, but once the early moisture departed, it's just a flat, nice track, one in which you can certainly pray through the line and play your strokes.
Indeed, and when you speak about a wicket, after a pitch, one often think that it should be, when you speak about a T20 or white ball wicket, it should be a flat deck where batsmen just come out and play shot at will, and nothing for the bowlers. But I think a good wicket, I really think a good wicket is a wicket where, there is something for the spinner, there is something for the bowler, for the seamer, the pacer, and the batsman who can actually bat, would be able to make runs. There is a vast difference in a batsman who can hold a bat and a player who can hold a bat and who can bat.
That's quite so true, Millie. So, Millie, you'll pick it up, and I'll be here with you for a bit, and then we'll give Sammy Theodore a little chance to get a little break.
So, it is going to get the bowler name from the far end.
So we're trying to get the
lineup for St. Martin.
For St. Martin as well.
Here is Ashan. First delivery, gets one right outside the off stump. Doesn't play a shot. Is not tempting. I know for sure that he didn't play yesterday. And that is. I'll get the bowler name for you in just a while. Here he is, the ball to Ashan Hodge. Ball to Ashan. Ashan is driving outside the line of the off stump. That's Belizar. That's Belizar, the bowler. Bowling from the Central Polyclinic end, Belizar to bowl to Ashan Hodge. 2 dots to start the innings. Belizar going.
Belizar?
That's Belizar. Right arm around the wicket. He's bowling to a pack offside field, a long off, man, deep extra cover boundary. Backward point, cover and extra cover. Here is Belizar to bowl to Ashan Hodge. Wide outside the line of the off stump. Call and signal by the umpires. So the total are up and running. 1 for no loss in search of 94. 94 for victory, the Revolution. 94. was amazed when I came from church listening to some commentaries and how the score. Here is Belazar to bowl to Ashawn Hodge, bowl to Ashawn Hodge. He's coming forward and pushing down the track with the ball. Beaten Sean Hodge. Sean Hodge, very much an accomplished batsman, Anguilla national cricketer. What I've tried out for the Leeward Islands as well. Here is Belazar again to bowl to Ashawn Hodge, bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Ashawn Hodge is stripping down the track and missed him. Beaten, keeper not taking it, and Ashawn Hodge is missed him and lives to fight another day.
Yeah, bad miss there by the keeper. He was long way out of his ground.
Where was Ashawn Hodge going? This is only the first over. You have all of 20 overs to bat and only 94 runs to get.
Yeah, he wants to get it over in a hurry.
That's naughty. Here is Belazar to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. He's standing tall and hitting this one. Back past Belazar. It came off his leg and ricocheted in the offside. He gets one. Ashawn Hodge is off the mark. And the total moves on by 1 to 2. Hodge is on 1. Keithstone Hodge, the left-handed batsman, comes in to strike. Yet to face a delivery. Keithstone Hodge. And this GA Spartans team for sure is not going to lie down. They are going to be coming at the revolution. They are going to be coming at them. We know that they are fighters. The likes of Sherwin Peters, Williams. Williams will always look to talk you out. Here is Belazar. Right arm around the wicket. Keithstone Richardson taps away, waits for Belazar. Belazar looks around, sends the man at long on a bit wider. Balls to Richardson. Richardson is walking this one on the onside to mid-wicket. Short mid-wicket fields. No run result in the end of over number 1. And at the end of over number 1, in search of 94 for victory, the Revolution, they are 2 without loss.
Yes, very tidy over there by Belazar. Had Ashawn Hodge in a spot of trouble. In fact, he was mis-stumped. Certainly using the cross breeze to good effect. Ashawn Hodge was going down at 1, but the ball certainly was nowhere near. And he was getting a little bit of a drift using the windy conditions, that crosswind that's coming out from the northeast to good effect. As you quite rightly said, Mill, it's going to be a tough fight here. You're in for a very tough fight between these two teams. Spartans is not going to just lie down and die. They're going to be coming at you consistently. So it's going to be a good contest.
Indeed. Here is Durham, Daryl Durham from this the commentator's booth in. Daryl Durham, the left arm spinner offie, is going to be bowling to Ashawn Hodge, the brother of Daniel Durham. Daryl. GA Spartans out of St. Martin, 2 from 2 so far. And they're looking to defend 93. They reach the score in the turn at the crease. Here is Durham to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is getting one that he's pushing through to cover. Can't score. The man at cover. Bowls away to his left. That's David. Kenroy David. Fields no run resulting. Score remains on 2. 2 for no loss in the course of over number 2 in search of 94 for victory. Not a high target, not a target you need to bother yourself with. Ashawn Hodge, a loud appeal. Not out, says umpire Hodge. They went up in unison. Oh my.
Yeah,
sounds
Hodge,
like the Australians.
Yeah, Hodge is in a great hurry. He wants to get this score in a hurry.
Here is Daniel Durham to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge to this delivery. It's coming forward and beating all lines up. Oh, that one bounced, it jumped. Oh, that's a lovely delivery.
Beauty. Beautiful left armer's delivery. Pitching just about off stump and just spun away very sharply and bounced as well. Very good delivery there by Durham.
Coming in with the natural angle and then turning and pitching. This one he's punching to deep extra cover. He's gonna get 1. Peter sends the return to release the return through David. Ashawn Hodge moves on to 2, and the total moves on by 1 to 3. 3 for no loss. 2 is Ashawn Hodge. 1 extra. And wide. 1 wide it is. Here is Durham changing his line of attack. He's going to be coming left arm over the wicket to bowl to Keithstone Richardson. And really good sky. Here is Keithstone Richardson. Standing on the onside, can't score. Ball that is pitched just on the wrong of stump and rushing the batsman, making some height. Keithstone Hodge standing up tall and playing that one on the onside. No run resulting. He taps away again and wait for Durham. Durham to this delivery. Keithstone is again coming forward, playing on the onside. No run resulting. The end of over number 2. And at the end of 2, conceding an over which Durham conceded just out of 1 run. It's a 3 for no loss.
Certainly good bowling here by the Spartans out of St. Martin. Keeping it tight. Durham and Belazar look to be 2 pretty good bowlers. Very much on target from the word go. Durham in particular, I think is going to present quite a bit of trouble to the Revolution batters. He has good variation. He's a very skillful bowler, uses the crease very nicely. He's a tall figure, so he'll get that extra bit of bounce. And he's a very skillful left-arm bowler.
I don't think you're going to see anything called seam today from the GA Spartans. Fastest bowler they probably have on the team is young David. Yeah. Young David. So he picked up 2 wickets yesterday as well. Here is Belazar to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. He's on 2. To this delivery. He's hitting this one high. Down too long off. The man gets under it. And good, very good attempt. It was on the edge of the boundary. He got it back and almost pull off a beauty. He got it up, but he fell down, and that was a brilliant effort.
Yeah, it looks like Jalil Mohammed. Brilliant effort. He's a short man. Went back, had to throw himself, jumped, and tried to push it up and push it forward, but he fell, and the ball just went. But a very brilliant attempt. The ball was in the air for a long time. It was swirling. He's a short figure. Ball moving away from him with the wind, judged it almost to perfection, pushed it back in, trying to make an attempt of it, and he just failed to grab it.
Belazar to Ashawn. Ashawn hits this one down to man at the deep extra cover. 1 run resulting. The score moves on by 1 to 6. Ashawn on to 5. Keithstone Richardson yet to score. We saw him getting a start yesterday, looking very, very, very good before he gave his wicket away. Can he bat to the end? And that's what the Revolution would want him to do today. They would want him to bat to the end. They would want him to come not out with the skipper. Here is Keithstone Richardson. Taps away, wait for Belazar. Belazar gets one. Keithstone gets one. That is a wide. Outside the line of the off stump, white call and signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1 to 7, and the total extras to 2. Here is Belazar again to bowl to Keithstone Richardson. Richardson is driving. That one was powerfully driven back to Belazar, and it was more of
He's trying to take evasive
action rather than looking for a catch. Yes. Yeah. Oh my, that was powerfully struck. Here is Richardson to this delivery. He's coming back, turning this one on the onside to the square leg. They have gone for 1. We'll get it very easily. Ashawn Hodge was always coming through for the run, and Richardson is off the mark. The score moves on by 1 to 8. Very good run taken, but that one was a matter of preservation more than anything else. Not really looking to take that catch. He was looking to preserve himself.
Certainly, he was hit with a lot of power. Came back there very, very quickly. Didn't have enough time. He just managed to get his hand up just to protect his face.
Yes. It was a powerful shot. Here is Belazar to bowl to Hodge. Hodge is leaving this one outside the line of the off stump. No need to play. I haven't seen Belazar actually turn the ball. He's just using variation to say. Not really turning the ball at all into this delivery. He's hitting this one down to long on 4 runs. As soon as we spoke Again, Bellers, I was just giving this one too much air. He slowed it up, looking for variation. Sean Hodge was equal to the task. The final ball of over number 3, and that one was spanked very well down to long on for 4.
Yeah, certainly a good shot there. He danced into it, got right to the pitch, and just swung through the line. Struck it very, very, very well. No mistake in there at all. Got to the delivery, got as close as he possibly could to it, and swung straight to the line. Field is up, over the top, safe boundary. 4 good-looking runs there by Hodge.
Yes, at the end of over number 3, it's 12. 12, Sean Hodge is on 9. Richardson is on 1 and 2 extras. So it's going to be Durham, who's going to continue from this commentator's booth end. 9-4, no loss. In the course of number 4, about to begin, in search of 94 for victory. Here is Durham to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson outside the line of the off stump. Oh, looking to force this one through the onside. Doesn't make contact, standing tall. And Durham is challenging both the inside and the outside edge. Durham to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is getting this one. He's playing back down the track on the offside. Durham fields, no run resulting. Score remains on 12. 12 for no loss.
He's keeping a steady line. He's bowling on one side of the wicket and very, very steady.
Yeah, it's Durham. Bowl to Richardson again. Oh, just zoning in. Just on about. He's moving from just about off stump to the 4th, 5th stump every now and again. And that's a place where you need to be. So when he's not challenging the stump, he's challenging the inside and outside edge. Here is Durham to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is again looking to give himself room. And that was a quicker delivery. It drummed. Yes. Richardson have to be careful. Durham is bowling well, bowling very, very well. There is a change in field, and the long on is going to mid on, and the extra cover is going back on the boundary. Here is Durham to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is walking this one, and down pass, short fine. They have gone for 1. We'll come back for a second. That's all they're going to be as the return coming now, and Richardson moves on by 2. He's on 3, and the total is on to 14. 14 without loss. In the course of over number 4, 3 Richardson, 9 to Sean Hodge. That's Doran. Again, it moves away to ball to Richardson. Richardson is driving past cover. Man of the deep extra cover boundary will move to his left. Can't stop 2 runs. 2 more runs to the Revolution. 2 more runs to Keithstone Richardson. He is on to 5, and the total is on to 16 at the end of over number 4.
So they're pushing along quite nicely, getting some runs, turning the strike over. This is very important. Good to see them turning, both Hodge and Richardson turning the strike. They're up against, as you quite rightly said, Millie, we're not going to see any seam or any fast bowling here at all. It's going to be an all spin attack right through. So they better get accustomed to playing the spinners. But again, Durham looks a very fine bowler from the first time I saw him. I've been impressed with Durham. He's a tall figure, gets some bounce and good variation. I like very subtle variations.
They have the likes of Akeem Charles. They have Kenroy David, Peters, and the likes. They all are spinners. Well, they're medium pacers for Peters and David, but you know they can bowl offies, and that's what they have bowled in this competition so far. It's going to be Belazar to continue from the far end. He's going to be changing the line of attack to the right-handed batsman. He's going to come right arm over the wicket to bowl to Sean Hodge. Moves away to bowl to Sean Hodge. Hodge to this delivery is leaving it outside off stump. It's very troublesome with the umpire in white. The background must be troublesome for the batsman. Here is Sean Hodge, who's looking toward this one. Does get run here. Durham has to move away from backward point to his left to field. Sean Hodge, he moves on by 1. He's on 10. And the total moves on by 1 to 17. 17 for no loss.
Hodge playing that one very, very late, Millie. Yes. Very, very late. A late dab. Taking that almost off the top of the off stump.
It's something that he has come very much accustomed to, taking it almost out of the keeper's glove at time and run it down past the slips. Here is Belazar to bowl to Ashawn, to Richardson. Richardson's walking this one well off his pad. They've gone for one, looking for a second. It's not on. Ashawn has to scamper back into his crease. Richardson moves on by 1 to 6, and the total on to 18. 18 for no loss. Richardson on 6. 10 is Ashawn Hodge, who is on strike now. 2 extras and wides. Here is Belazar to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is going to get one. Very, very simple. And that one was, the batsmen just angled themselves in. Very surprised that there was no opportunity there. There was an opportunity, yes, because they were just scampering. Absolutely no hurry of the fielder to let go of that ball, Belazar. Durham.
That late cut seems to be a favorite of Ashawn Hodge. It's a dangerous shot. When he gets off, when he plays it well, it's fine, but it could be very dangerous shot.
Belazar to Richardson on turn this one down the next side. Run past, walk for a short fine. They've gone for one. We'll come back for a second, and then he will get them very easy too. He moves on to 8, slowly but steady, very steady. They're on to 21. 21 for no boundaries in this over. But so far, they have picked up 5 runs.
I think this left-hand, right-hand combination is working very well for the Revolution, and it's quite upsetting for the St. Martin.
This one is punching straight to the man at extra cover. No run result in the end of over number 5. And at the end of 5, in sort of 94 for victory, they are 21 at 21 for no loss.
So the Revolution going along quite nicely. And as I said, the left-hand, right-hand combination is providing a bit of a challenge for the Spartans, having to adjust each time, and the fact that they're turning over the singles, that again is going to play on the minds of the Spartans, having to rearrange your field ever so often. So it's good cricket on the part of Richardson and Hodge to keep turning over the strike.
If I could let the cat out of the bag a bit, Keith, and I having a conversation with the skipper, and suggested it was best that. And while I admire, especially that partnership that was put on by both Samuel Connor and Richardson, that he would promote himself to the opening position and have that left and right hand combination. It is going to be Peters, Kenroy Peters, who's going to take up the attack from. And this Annie taking over from Durham. It's going to take over from Durham. Here is Peters with number 24 on his back. And some adjustment to the field, sending young David back on the. He has left the field. It seems like he needs to use a temporary bathroom.
Yes, it seems that way to me. Seems that way.
Temporary bathroom. Need a little break is young David.
Yes, so he's all good now.
Yes.
He's good, he's good.
Here is Peters to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Kenroy Peters. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is driving nicely. They're going to get one. The man from mid-off has to move to his right. That is Belazar. Can't stop the single. 12 is Ashawn Hodge. The total moves on by 1 to 22. 22 for no loss. 22 without loss in the course of over number 6. Been bowled by Peters following this over. And we'll be able to have more men on the boundary. Whether or not they would want to do that, it's another thing, because the pressure is on. So you would want to keep that pressure in the circle and ask the batsman to either go through the field or go over the top and risking their wicket. Here is Peters to bowl to Richardson. So Richardson is getting one that is slower. pitching just on about a leg stump. Richardson. And what you will not find from Peters is that ball turning, but he's steady, very steady is Peters.
That's the way he bowls.
Kenroy Peters again to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is driving this one well, and good feeling there by Charles. I had that one get past him, and that one would have gone into the long off boundary for 4. Wasn't to be. He's on 9. Richardson. Score moves on to 23. 23 for no loss. Good, steady opening partnership between Hodge and Richardson, setting a platform for where they can actually launch from. Here is Hodge driving. David doesn't do well there. Belazar cleans up. Gets one is Ashawn Hodge, and the total moves on to 24. 24. Keith, very steady going so far.
Very steady. We're not seeing the flurry of boundaries or any lofty hitting at the moment, but that's what's needed. And as I said, the left-hand, right-hand combination, if they can keep that for the next few overs, and keep the score turning over, they should be in good stead.
It's just 4.5 required. Here is Peters to Richardson. Richardson is getting a one that is floated, very slow, and pushes it on the outside. No run resulting. Score remains on a 24. 24 for no loss. Here is Peters again to bowl to Richardson to this one. Richardson's hitting this one. 2 extra cover, 4 runs. You can give up the chase and you can save your legs, because all you will do is to retrieve that one from the boundary line. It's gone through to the boundary for 4. That's a lovely shot by Keithstone Richardson.
Oh yeah, lovely shot. It was short outside the off stump. He went back, gave himself the room, picked his spot to the offside field, and just stroked it. No power hitting, just pure timing. Timed it eloquently and just raced away. Lovely stroke by the young man.
Wonderful shot. It's 28 at the end of over number 6. 28 in search of a 94 for victory. Keithstone Richardson, he is on 13. In fact, both batsmen are on 13.
Yes, both batters on 13. A good start here, and that's what's required for the Revolution. They certainly will need this platform lead. They have some other good batters in the shed, but it's always best the batters were there if they can do the job, get the job done. Don't worry about who's to come. You are there, get it done. So
Kenroy David, the captain, is going to take up from the southern or the Central Polyclinic end. He's going to take over from Belazar. David setting his field for Ashawn Hodge, right-handed batsman. There is a man at backward point. There is a deep extra cover, long off, and long on.
Mm-hmm. So the field could be spread now.
Yes.
6 overs have been completed, so they have the option now of pushing some extra players back.
So there are 5 men on the boundary. The long on, long off, deep extra cover, man at mid wicket, and a deep backward square.
It also opens up the play for some more
singles and twos.
Singles and twos.
Yes, and that's what they need. They don't need the boundary. The odd boundary will help them get there faster, but they don't need to go searching at all. Don't need to go searching, and to just continue to do what you're doing. What brought you 1 would bring you 2 and 3 now. Here is David. Right arm over the wicket to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Bowl to Ashawn Hodge to this delivery. Hodge is getting one wide outside line of the off stump. Call and signal by the umpire. Total moves on by 1 to 29, and the total of extras going up to 3. Here is David. This one is hit it down to long off. They've gone for 1, just jogging through, just satisfied. That's all they are going to be. And the total moves on by 1 to 30. Ashawn Hodge, he is on to 14. 14 is Hodge. Richardson on 13 is on strike. Taking a new guard for the right-handed bowler, Kenroy David, who is coming right arm around the wicket. Right time around. Field changes over to accommodate the left-handed batsman. Here is David to bowl to Richardson. Richardson's back and walking this one to mid-wicket. They've gone for one. Will they? Oh, there's no fumble from young David, the 10-year-old. Oh, he's 10 years old. Imagine that. And he's playing APL.
He's done very well too.
Young David.
At age 10.
At age 10. Doing a tremendous job. This is the age at which we need to groom them. Here is Peters to bowl, David to bowl to Ashawn. Again, Ashawn Hodge walking this one to the man for extra cover. Oh, that's brilliant walk done there by young David. Magnificent. Oh, what a... And that's a no ball. It's a no ball.
It's like a free hit.
It's a no ball. It's a free hit.
So it must have encroached.
So no ball. Extras move on by 1 to 4. Ashawn Hodge gets a single. He's on to 15. And the total moves on by 2 to 33. David, it's a free hit.
Yep.
This is going to be a flatter faster. Do you think?
I believe that, man.
And he's hit down the ground. They've gone for one. That's all they're going to be. Oh, he fumbles, but the return comes in. Regatas regains his composure. And Richardson gets one. He's on 15. Both batsmen are on 15.
So they're level pegging.
Yes, both batsmen on 15 and 4 extras.
But something I've not seen, Millie, and it's always you take the first run very quickly. The moment the fieldsman in the deep fumbles, it should be 2 all the time,
yes.
Every time.
Not getting that at all. Here is David to bowl to Hodge. Hodge is forcing this one to extra cover. They've gone for 1. They will get it 2 very easily. And Keithstone has to be careful. Ashawn Hodge is a batsman who loves to run. You know, in my playing days, somebody who I really love to bat with. He loves to run. Here is David to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson. Richardson is coming forward and covering up. No run resulting. And the man at straight is shot made off his field. No run resulting. Score remains on 35 of 35 for no loss. Here is Keithstone hitting this one down to long off, and they're just jogging through, satisfied that Peters will field, and he does so. It is 36. Richardson is on to 16. Hodge is on 16. It's 36 for no loss at the end of over number 7.
So 8 runs coming there. So they're certainly keeping up with the required run rate. They're keeping well within the mark. 94 runs is the target of 20 overs. So they're doing well so far. The 2 batters seem to understand their role and what they need to do. And they just continue to bat sensibly. That's all that's needed here.
That's sensible batting. Just need to keep their head on their shoulders. Keep a level head and just bat. That's all they need to do. It is easy picking. No devils at all in this wicket. If you're a good bowler, you will get something. You will get purchase for the spinner, the seamer. If you pull through, if you hit the deck, it is going to respond to you. And if you're a good batsman, you can play a shots because it is a true surface.
That's correct.
It is.
Lots of singles there and 2s.
Yes.
Work the ball around and just pick up your 1s and 2s and keep it going.
So far we've seen 2 boundaries, and all it is being is 1s and 2s, and you know we were told growing up 1-1 will fill basket.
So true.
It's gonna be Peters to bowl to Richardson. Bowls to Richardson. Richardson to this delivery is getting 1. That is outside the last stump. Hits this one down to wide, long off. They're going for 1. We'll come back for a second 2. We'll get it very easily. Good looking stroke by Richardson. He moves on by 2 to 18. The total moves on to 38. 38 for no loss. 38 for no loss. Doing well is Richardson and Hodge, putting on a good partnership, and they will want to take it home. Here is Peters to bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson, full pitch delivery, hitting on the bounce. Back to Peters. No run resulting.
Certainly missed out on that.
Yes.
Should have done better with that one.
Get some runs from that. Didn't. Here is Richardson again, back and punching straight to the man at extra cover. No run resulting. Williams in attendance. Didn't have to move to the left nor right. Was straight to him. Does well. It's Peters to continue. Peters to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is back. Standing tall, looking for a single. He's going to get it. As he hits this one down to long off. He moves on by 1. He's on 19. And the total moves on to 39. 39 for no loss. 39 for no loss in the course of over at number 8. Being bowled by Peters from this the commentator's booth end. Long on, coming back in a position for the right-handed, more aggressive Sean Hodge. No nonsense sort of batsman he is. Here is Peters to Hodge, bowl to Hodge. Hodge is giving himself room and hitting the back. Peters misfields and he's not pleased with himself. Oh, he's cursing at himself, Peters. Oh, that is not the standard he has set for himself at all. He has set much more higher standards than that, but he's human and human do make mistakes. 44 no loss. 44 no loss. 19 is Richardson, 17 is Hodge, and the field changes over to accommodate the left-handed batsman. That is Keithstone-Richardson. Richardson.
And good alert cricket.
Yes. Yeah, tightening up the offside field for Richardson. Richardson allows to play through that offside. Very outside dominant player. Here is one that he's dabbing. Oh, that man at short out does well.
Well done.
Oh, and that had runs on it. Oh, had it past him on this fast outfield, but he dove away to his right, stretched that right hand across and got it in. No run resulting. And at the end of over number 8, it's a 40 for no loss.
Yes, still good going here by the Revolution. Both batters on 19 playing well. But as I said earlier, and I continue to say, the Spartans are not going to make it easy at all for the Revolution to get the 94 runs they require. They're going to have to fight all the way to get those runs.
Yes. So Sean Hodge is on 17. Keithstone is on 19 with 4 extras. Scorer, am I correct? Scorer 40? Yes, it is 40. 19 to Richardson, 17 to Hodge, who is on strike, facing the bowling of Kenroy David. Sean Hodge taps away. Wait for David in bright sunshine at the James Ronald Webster Park. He's standing tall and hitting this one out to deep extra cover. He gets 1. That's all that there is going to be for him on offer. He moves to 18. The score moves on by 1 to 41 in the course of over number 9. And the tennis is going on. And it should be done by now.
Should be.
Yes, Alkins was putting his hand up. There were 2 sets apiece, and he was up in the 5th set.
Wow, interesting.
Here is David to bowl to Richardson. Richardson walking this one and through short square. They've gone for 1. We'll come back for a second too, and that's good running by the batsman. Good running by Richardson and Hodge, taking the weight off the ball, just rolling his wrist on it, and the backward square had to come off the boundary, and the keeper moving away. The mid wicket also, 3 of them converging on it, but could not stop the 2 runs.
And this is what we've been saying. Plenty of acreage there. You just need to work the ball into the gaps and be sharp and alert, play positive cricket, and keep the scoreboard going.
Yes, has been getting
just sensible
starts.
cricket. That's all that's needed.
That's all that is needed. Keithstone-Richardson have been getting starts, not carrying on. He's on 21. He would want to carry on today. David to Richardson. Richardson's hitting this one straight to point. Can't score. He's on 21. 18 is Hodge. It's 43. 43 in the course of over number 9. 43 for no loss. Here is one that is fishing outside the off stump. Looking to smack that one. Looking to cut past backward point.
And he's taken off all the pace off Millie. You notice that. They've slowed it down
and when he
considerably.
Slow it down, it's getting bounce.
Yes,
Portie is getting into bounce. David to Richardson. Richardson is covering up. All the tricks of the trade. Here's Lawn David. It remains on 43. 43 for no loss. Richardson taps away. Is the deep extra cover. Goes back. So too is the long off. Here is David to Richardson. Richardson is getting one. That had 12 runs written all on it. And he said that there are persons over in the road, and so I'm going to spare them. I'm going to save them. And so he just pushed the ball back down the track.
That's a gift. It perhaps just surprised him to see the ball coming up there just in front of you like that. That should have been dispatched somewhere, I don't know, out of the ground on either side. Over mid-wicket, square leg, wherever. Long off, long on. That should have gone for boundary.
That should have gone.
That was a rank loosener.
Yes, a rank long hop, as we would say. The score remains on 43, or it goes on to 43 for no loss at the end of over number 9. Some 3 runs coming in that over.
Yep, so 9 overs, 43 runs. Going at 94. No wickets down. 2 openers still there looking to lay this sort of foundation that's required. But certainly would want to be now pushing the ball around a lot more, working the 1s and the 2s there. As I said, there are plenty of open spaces. No real terror in the bowling. It's tight. It's consistent. But there are lots of gaps there to get runs.
Yes, here is David to Hodge. Hodge is covering up on the onside, no run. A lot of vacant acreage. Yes. And as we will say in football, well, you have a lot of space that you can squat. You could pick up squatters' rights.
Lots of real estate.
Lots of acreage, lots of open space.
Plenty of real estate.
Yes. As the man at the backward square just go back onto the 30. Well, he's going back onto the boundary rather. Thought he was going back on the 30-meter circle, but he's been asked to go back on the backward square boundary. Here is Peters to Hodge. Hodge is getting one that he is dabbing the man at short third moves to his right. Off a gully region. Fields, no run resulting. Score remains on 43. 43 for no loss in the course of over number 10. Coming up to the halfway stage. Here is Peters to bowl to Hodge. Bowl to Hodge. Hodge is walking this one off the pad. They're going to get one. Keeper moves away from behind the stump and run out to the square leg umpire. He feels can't stop Hodge from getting his 19th run and the Revolution from moving up to their 44th run. Just about halfway stage, getting up close to the halfway stage there. For 44, just another 50 runs. Another 50 runs for victory, if my maths serve me well. So another 50 runs needed from 10.4. Here is Peters, the bowl to Richardson. Bowl to Richardson to this delivery. Richardson is working this one off the pad. They're looking for a single. Not. Say no, we are not going to run for that. David was coming in there. Peters was closing on it as well. And they said no, we're going to maintain our positions. No need to risk our wicket at this stage. And we are almost at the halfway stage where we can regroup and start all over again. 44 for no loss. Here is Peters. Ensure that his feelers are where he wants them and the correct feelers are out. Here is Peters to bowl to Richardson. Richardson is hitting this one high, hard, down too long off. He's not get there! Wonderful catch! Oh, what a catch! Charles taking the catch.
Brilliant. Sheer brilliant.
Didn't never look like he was gonna get there. That's a superb catch, magnificent catch. Charles, a left-hander, moving to his strong side and taking the catch. Keithstone Hodge goes for 21, and just about the halfway stage, it is a 44 for 1. Revolution losing their first wicket.
Yes, certainly a brilliant catch by Charles. Had some run up. For a moment, I thought he may not have gotten to it, but he got in and stretched his arms out and clutched onto it very tightly and took a brilliant catch. And just when you saw Keyshawn just trying to open up a bit, perhaps picking the wrong ball to go for that particular stroke, and just trying to loft it without really getting to the pitch of it. Couldn't get it in the meat of the bat as he would have liked, and held out to a brilliant catch in the end. As we come to the halfway mark, Millie, 44 for the loss of one. Very important wicket for the Spartans, and this is where now you could see the pressure mounting. So that's what the Spartans have been able to do. Just keep it tight and forcing the batsmen, let them make their own errors. And we saw that just on the stroke of the halfway mark. Young Keyshawn making that error. Not getting to the pitch, a shot that he perhaps could have stopped, could have just checked it and pushed it out, as opposed to trying to go over the top. The two fielders were strategically placed, long on, long off, pretty deep. And just when we thought the fieldsman Charles would not have gotten there, he made the effort, came in quite aggressively, and this is something else with a feeling, approaching the ball aggressively. And then in the end, he stretched and was able to cop it and held on to a brilliant catch. So an important wicket to fall here for the Revolution.
And there are times and points in the game when we have to refrain ourselves, Keith. There are times when we can say, well, I can try my arms, but you have to know the stage of the game. He was coming up to the halfway mark, and so all he had to do was to play that ball down the ground, get one, or get none, but at the end of the over, he would have still been there. Now he has to hope that Hodge continues, and then the new batsman can get in there and they can see them home. When you are in, you have to stay in.
Yep.
You have to stay in. You don't want to leave the work for anyone else. You know how easy or how hard it was, how difficult it was to score. You have picked up the bowlers. You have played each bowler. So far, they have bowled more than 2 overs a bowler. And so you would have gotten into their lane so fast. You would have gotten how the wicket is playing and everything. And then you give your wicket away. And with 10 overs to go, this can be an opening for the Spartans, what the GA Spartans needed, because with 50 runs to get, it is not going to be all smooth sailing for Revolution.
Yeah, 50 runs to get, 9 wickets there in the shed. But like I said, if you're out there, don't count on anyone coming in. Your job is to stay there and get the runs, knock it off and take your team home. But Keyshawn made, as I said, that fundamental mistake of trying to loft to a delivery that he was nowhere near to the pitch. And just that is all that could have happened, just skying it down to long off. The fieldsman made a very, very good attempt, got in there, held on to it. A brilliant catch in there, throwing himself fully forward. And so Oliver Walker and the captain in Hodge.
One of the things that we also see and we have to take note of is that in their first game, at the halfway stage, they were 70 without loss. They only got up to 130. They could not even double their score. So if this is anything to go on, well, the slow Revolution has to be careful here. They have to put their head down. Captain Hodge has to bat right through, and Oliver Walker, a no-nonsense batsman, but he has a very level head, and we hope that's what he come out here today to do.
And you've clearly seen the plan, Millie. The Spartans have clearly worked out that these players, the Revolution players, could be suspect against the slow bowling. They like the ball coming onto the bat to play their shots. And they've slowed it up quite a bit. You notice the pace. Very, very slow.
Here is Peters bowling to Walker. Walker gets this 1-1. Looking for a second. Hodge is coming back. They will get it too very easily. Hodge gets home. And a very full toss. And if you won't want a better ball and an easier way to get off the mark, Oliver Walker, he's on to 2, and the total is on to 46. At the end of over the number 10, at the end of 10, the Revolution are 96 for 1.
46.
Sorry, 46. My. They are 46 for 1.
Yep, so they're still pushing along, as I said, losing the important wicket of Keyshawn Richardson for 21, right on the stroke of the halfway mark. But Oliver Walker and Hodge Ashawn will have quite a bit of work to do now. Very good batters. Walker likes to play his shot. He's a very excellent player on both sides of the wicket. I've seen him in the other games, and he's a touch player. And he will need to stay there with Ashawn and really push the score up. As you've said, Millie, they had a good start of 17 in an earlier match, but all out for just over 120.
There is a bowling change from the firing. It's going to be Ramraj. To bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Ramraj. To number 9 on his back.
All spin.
It's going to be an all spin. Ramraj bowls to Hodge. Hodge is getting a loose now. He's banging this one down to deep extra cover. They've gone for 1. That's all they're going to get. Charles is on the boundary. He feels Ashawn Hodge moves into the 20s. He's on 20. Total moves on by 1 to 47. 47 for 1. 47 for 1. 47 for 1. Over number 11 in progress. Here is Ramraj to bowl to Walker. Walker is getting a short one, and he hits it straight to extra cover. Luckily, it's on the ground.
He missed out there again. Wide and short, long hop. Should have been dispatched. Should have done better with that one.
Here is Ramraj again to bowl to Walker. Walker is again hitting it straight to the man at extra cover.
Perhaps trying to hit the ball too hard.
Yes. Walker. I'll have to. And so there is a feeling change immediately, saying if you're going to bowl like that, Ramraj, I am going to give you a feel. And so there are 2 extra covers. My. Here is Ramraj to. That's a wide, and again Walker. Again Walker hits it to the man.
Yeah.
Well,
so a thinking batter would simply adjust, drop the ball in front, and call your partner for 1.
Well, he can.
You could have gotten 3 singles.
If he's going to bowl like that, you can easily walk across the wicket and hit the ball straight back down the wicket.
That is correct.
Here is Ramraj to Walker. And Walker on this occasion is hitting it down the ground. He's going to get 1. He moves on to 3, and the total moves on to 48. 48 for 1. Over number 11 in progress, in search of 94 for victory.
Cricket is all about using the brain. You have to use the brain cells, effectively.
It's about angles.
Angles.
It's about
Cricket
angles.
is about angles as well.
Yes.
And you don't have to go blasting. You can get all your singles right in the ring there. Just play sensible cricket.
Here is Ramraj to bowl to Ashawn Hodge. Ashawn is pulling well. And the man at mid-wicket makes a desperate effort, a very good attempt, a valiant attempt. But as valiant as it wasn't good enough.
Certainly. Great job by the man out at that deep mid-wicket. Throw himself forward, full stretch. But it was struck so powerfully and so well by Ashawn. Going on to the back foot and just slamming that through mid-wicket for 4. Good cricket.
That's a lovely cricket. Ashawn Hodge, he needs to stay there. He needs to see his team home. He's batting well. He's on 24.
Yeah, and the 50 has been posted.
50 has been posted indeed. 52. 52 for 1. 52 for 1. Opening stance of 44. 44 for the loss. The wicket of Keithstone Richardson for 21.
So another, 42 runs?
Yes.
9 wickets in hand.
It's all... It's a game. It's theirs to lose. It is theirs to lose. But, again, we can't forget the fact that we are in the Caribbean. We are still West Indians.
So 11 overs completed, maybe?
Yes, 11 completed. 11 completed. It's 52.
You need 42 from what?
52
from 9 overs?
52 from 11. You need 42 from 9. 42 from 9 is required. Here is Peters to bowl to Walker. Walker is driving nicely, just pushing it up to long off. Pushing it up to long off. Gets 1. He is on to 4, Walker, and brings his captain, Sean Hodge, who is on 24 on strike. The total moves on by 1 to 53. Peters tosses the ball from hand to hand. It's the long off to come up on the 38-meter circle. Sean Hodge is looking for a single to extra cover, can't get one. Williams is in attendance, no run resulting. Score remains on 53 for 1. And over number 12, here is Peters to Hodge. Hodge is driving nicely, 4 runs. You can give up the chase, David. It was going up the hill, but that's a glorious stroke from a man in form and a man who is on a mission, Sean Hodge.
Yes, lovely shot. I just had to sit here and look at it. And the man, the sweep on the deep cover boundary didn't have a chance. From the moment it left the bat, it had 4 written all over it.
It was going up the hill. And even it was going up the hill, David had absolutely no chance.
Time to perfection.
My, what a shot.
Yeah.
And this is a glorious batsman here. And then you wonder, how can they give away their wicket after this?
Time to perfection and wonderfully executed.
Yeah, we speed this to Hodge. Hodge is pushing it on that is faster, flatter. Pushes up the offside. No run resulting. The man at mid-off field. 3 fielders converging on it, ensuring that Hodge didn't get a single. Score remains on 57. Here is Peters, the bowl to Hodge. Bowl to Hodge to this delivery. Hodge is getting one that is working on the onside, and that's a good, well played. Good cricket, good rotation of strike. Hodge moves on by 1 to 29, and the total moves on by 1 to 58. 58 for 1. The course of over number 12. At the end of this over, Keithstone-Greaves will be doing the ball by ball, and the man Kelsick will be in the commence chair. Here is Peters, the ball to Walker. Walker is getting one and is walking off the pad. Very well played. And it is going to race away down to fine leg boundary. 4 runs. Oh, that was well played. That was well played. He used the pace. It was a fast, a flatter delivery. And he stood up straight and walked it. All wrist work. Down to fine leg. It goes for 4 runs. And a very expensive over in the nick of things. 4 runs to him. Walker is up to 8. And the total on to 62 for 1 at the end of over number 12.
Yes, excellently played. It was drifted into the legs, and Walker, just using the pace of that delivery, just helped it away down to fine leg for 4 runs. Just got into his wicket and just turned it away. So good over there for the Revolution, certainly capitalizing on some bad bowling on the part of Peters. 11 runs coming off that over. We're going to make a switch here. Renford Kelsick is going to come in into the comments chair as John Millington gives way to Renford. We say good afternoon to you, Renford.
Yes, good afternoon, listeners. And it's a beautiful day. The sun is out, and we have a nice strong breeze coming across the Webster Park here. Of course, the Jaunty race, don't know if it's finished as yet, but Jaunty race is on. And then later on, you'll have the Tiny Tot. So, folks, you have somewhere to go today, and hope that you all have a wonderful Sunday today. Keith, a very good game so far.
So far, so good. 62 for 1. The Revolution as Hodge goes back and saves his down to short third man and goes through for another run. Sean Hodge goes to 30, and the score now on to 63 for the loss of 1. The man out being Keyshawn Richardson, who was out for 21 when the score was on 44. This is over number 12, being bowled from the Central Polyclinic end. It's Ramraj. So Ramraj will be bowling now to Oliver Walker. Walker is on 8, 63 for 1, going at 94 for victory, the Revolution. Here is Ramraj, outside the off stump, pulled from outside the off stump, out to wide, long on, and they trot through for an easy single. Walker goes to 9, and it's 64. So the last over, pretty expensive one, bowled by Peters, conceding some 11 runs. 64 it is for 1. The target, we need to remind you, is 94. Hodge is on 30, as Ramraj comes in, bows to Hodge outside the off stump, and Hodge looking to swing this to mid-wicket. from well wide of the off stump, perhaps even close to being called a wide. Missed the ball and it was taken behind by the keeper. So Hodge just needs to keep his head. He has a good player in Walker with him. Walker is 9 not out, 64 for 1 in over number 12. Ramraj in to Hodge, who goes back and attempts that shot he likes so much, that late dab, but could be dangerous if you're not careful, just trying to dab that right off the top of that off stump. Missed it and was taken behind by the keeper. So Ashan just need to keep his head on. He's batting well, just keep on going. This one is a wide. It'll be called and signaled so by umpire Colin Liddy. One more to the extras column. 65 it is now. 65. So 34 more runs needed. 34, no, I'm wrong. This one is driven powerfully through the offside field, out to the man at the long off. For another run there for Ashan Hodge. He goes to 31. And it's 66, Scout 6, 66.
66 for 1.
So target is 94. Here's Ramraj once more. Right arm over the wicket from the far end. In now to... it's driven back up to the bowler, goes through his hands, and they will get a run, perhaps even 2 runs if they hustle. Yes, they're coming back for the second, but it's certainly a chance, driving uppishly. But young Ramraj could not hold on to it. That was Oliver Walker. It bursted through his fingers, and he was able to get 2 runs. Walker takes him to 11, and it's 68 now for the loss of 1 with Ashan Hodge on 31.
I believe, Keith, what happened there is that the bowler was not expecting that ball, because he went late at it, because it would have been a simple return catch, and it went straight to, it tipped his fingers, and they were able to get 2 runs. Good going here by Revolutionists so far, needing another 66, so that's what...
You're 68 now, 68.
Yeah, 68, so that's about 28 or 26 more runs.
So the target is 94.
Target is 94, so some 26 more runs. They need to get this, and they should get it very, very easily, because Ashan Hodge is out there. He's on 31, and Walker is on 11. Good going here.
So we're going to see, is this Duran? Yes, Duran is coming back at the top end here from the northern end, the left arm spinner, and he'll be bowling to Hodge, who's on 31. 11 to Walker, it's 68 for the loss of 1 day Revolution. Set 94 to win. The Spartans are getting to 93 for 7 after 20 overs earlier. So it's going to be Duran. He'll be bowling around the wicket to the right-handed Hodge. Hodge goes back and stabs it into the offside field, into the covers, and gets an easy run. 69 now. Hodge goes to 32. Brings Walker into strike. Walker is on 11.
Hello.
So just need to push the 1s and 2s and pick up the boundaries if you need to, but it's easy picking, pretty well spread field. Backward point, short third man and a backward point, cover, extra cover. This one is turned into the onside. They could get 2 here if they hustle. If they want it, they can get it, and in fact, Walker is coming back for it. 2 runs to Walker. Good running, good cricket. 13 years now, 71, and certainly since the Walker has come out, he certainly pushed Ashan into getting those singles, and we've been talking about just the rotation of the strike. Plenty of acreage, plenty of real estate, plenty of space there in which to get those singles, and perhaps even 2 as they did on that occasion. This is over number 13, and it's been bowled by Duran. Here is Duran. Round the wicket to Walker, and this one pops off the top portion of the bat into the offside field, but there's no one close in. Gets away with it, gets another single. 14 is now, and it's 72. 72 for the loss of 1. The man out being Keyshawn Richardson for 21 when the total was on 44. So Richardson and Hodge did 44 for the first wicket before Richardson was out, caught in the deep, trying to go over the top. Brilliant catch by Charles.
Very, very well. He judged it well, because actually we thought that that ball would not reach to him, and he dived and took a brilliant catch.
Duran bowling left arm around the wicket to the right-handed Ashan Hodge. It was on 31. This one is kept very, very low outside the line of the off stump. There's a loud shout for catch at the wicket, but umpire Hodge just indicating that the ball, there was a bump ball. Ball was hit into the turf. 72 it is for 1 wicket. the Revolutioners. Duran goes in, bowls to Hodge, who dabs this one into the offside, out to the man at backward point. Wants a single. It's a favorite shot. Likes to go back and just dab the ball to backward point, down to third man. Looking to get that into some space. He's kept on 31, Hodge, Ashawn Hodge, 14 to his partner in Oliver Walker. Duran is the bowler, tall, left-handed bowler. This one is short. He goes back and forces this into the covers, but much too quickly goes to Williams, Damien, the man who top scored with 54 when the Spartans batted. It's the end of over number 13, Kelsick. After 13 overs, the Revolution needing 94 for victory. They are 72 for the loss of 1.
Yes, another good over there from the Spartans. And we saw that short delivery there. Hodge getting back and slapping it, but it went straight to the man there at extra cover. Good going, very good going here for the Revolutioners. Look on course to victory. We still have, what, 6 more overs to go. And another 12 runs, or, no, sorry, I beg you, 22 runs. Another 22 runs, or 20, let me see. Another 22, yes, another 22 runs.
22 runs.
22 runs for the 94. But all in all, Keith, this should be an easy win here for the Revolutionists. And Ashawn Hodge is looking very, very compact out there at this time. And as you mentioned earlier, Keith, in watching the game, we had over there where you had some good deliveries there outside the awesome. Keith, and all those balls, the game should have been over by now. All those balls should have been dispatched. But I guess Walker wanted the guys to stay out there a little bit longer.
So we have a change in bowling. We're trying to pick up the bowler at the far end. So a change in bowling at the top. 72 is the score for the loss of 1, the Revolution. Needing to get 94 against the Spartans of St. Martin. The General Otto, this one is a drive, an appeal, vociferous appeal for catch at the wicket. The keeper is remonstrating. He's not happy at all. But Walker is there. The umpire hasn't given a ruling, has he? No. Has the umpire given a ruling?
I believe he touched the ball because he was walking.
Okay.
Yes,
So Walker is walking.
Yes,
Walker is walking.
Yeah, he's walking, yes.
So he felt that he got an edge. The keeper was quite firm in his appeal. Was quite adamant that he had gotten a nick and he had taken it cleanly. So Walker goes for 14. And it's now 72 for the loss of 2. Looking to smash it through the offside field. Ball just peeling off the outer portion of the bat. And Walker has to go. So 22 more runs needed, Renford, for the Revolution. And they've lost their second wicket now, with Walker going caught at the wicket for 14. Ashawn Hodge, the captain, is still there on 31.
But Keith, I mean, in the situation, you have 6 overs. That's 36 balls. So you can push the ball around easy. You don't have to go for the big shot. And that ball was pitched wide. I think the tactics here for the Spartans, okay, you want to hit, go at it, and we're going to give it to you outside the off stump. And according to our phrase, he took the bait, and he was caught behind.
So Connor is the new man going out, Samuel Connor, to partner his captain in Ashawn Hodge. 72 for the loss of 2 wickets in the course of over number 14. 22 more runs needed. They have 8 wickets. Akim Charles. So Charles getting the wicket there of Oliver Walker for 14. So Charles picking up the wicket. Charles operating from the southern end of the ground. As the folks away on the southwestern corner anticipating the climax of the John T. Memorial Cup. Sam Connor, left-handed batter, very good batsman as well, who has all the shots, can play all the shots. Someone who really loves his cricket, enjoys his cricket. 22 more runs needed, 8 wickets in the bag for the Revolution after restricting the Spartans, the General Otto Spartans of St. Martin, to 93 for the loss of 7 wickets when they batted. Here's Charles in, and this one is driven uppishly by Sam Connor. The throw comes into the keeper's end, but he gets a run. 73 it is, but he was coming onto the front foot, took the outer portion of the bat and just ballooned in the air in the offside field. There are a couple of catchers close in, but luckily for him, it landed well short. So Connor is off the mark immediately. Score is on to 73. Field just changing over to accommodate the right-handed Ashawn Hodge. All that's needed is sensible cricket. Ones and twos, pick it along.
That's right.
And you're home high and dry. Ashawn Hodge is the captain. He has to lead from the front. 31 he is. Pretty much offside field. As Charles comes in, he drives this powerfully straight back down the ground. The man chasing for all his word, coming off that long off boundary, paces past him and into the rope for 4 runs. Lovely stroke there by Hodge, just driving that, lots of power, beef going into that one. He races on to 35, and it's now 78. 78 for the loss of 1, Kelsey. Beautiful shot there by Hodge.
Yes, it is. He came forward and stroked it back past the bowler, and we saw the man there from wide along off. Was unable to get across it. It was a lovely shot, and it was played all along the road. And Keith, back in the olden days, we can recall when a new batsman come to the crease, we crowd him.
Yeah.
We crowd him because that would have been a simple catch there for the man right around the bat there.
So here is Charles into Walker Akim. Charles, he plays that outside the off stump. Luckily for him, Ashawn Hodge, it went past the outside edge and into the gloves of the keeper. 78 for 2, the Revolution, going at 94. This one he swings through the mid-wicket area. There's a man posted there. That looks like Balazar. He stops it, and Ashawn gets another run. He goes to 36. It's now 79 for 2. So swinging that one out to mid-wicket very powerfully. Well stopped there by Balazar, moving to his left on the deep mid-wicket boundary. Again, we see the field just changing over to accommodate the young Sam Connor. Connor is 1. It's just come in at the fall of Walker's wicket. Walker going for 14. Keyshawn Richardson for 21. This one is carried up, and he swings this through the onside field, not getting it as he would have liked. They turned for 1. They were coming back for the second run, and Connor can run. He's very quick between the wicket. He goes to 3, and it's now 81. 81 it is now. 81 for 2 at the end of over number 14. So Renford still good going here by the Revolution.
Yes,
very much on target.
Going very well indeed, Keith. And as I mentioned earlier, they seem as though the bowlers out there are teasing the batters. They're just throwing the ball high in the air or outside the off stump. And we saw Ashawn Hodge there stroking one nicely to the offside for boundary. And good run in here as Sam Connor, he's very quick between the wickets. And no doubt he's encouraging his captain to do the same so that they can finish off this match as soon as possible.
Yep, they would want to and get a view of the climax of the John T. Memorial race, no doubt. Just across from us on the southwestern end of the ground here at the Ronald Webster Park. It's 81 at the score. There's a change. No, I think this is Doran. Doran is continuing. This one is short, and Hodge goes back and swings it into the mid-wicket area. They should get 1, perhaps 2. Connor is coming back. He's running to the danger end, and he's made it. So 2 runs there to Ashawn. He goes to 38, and it's now 83. 83 it is. 83 for 2. So 11 runs required. Lots of overs still remaining. This is the start of over number 15. Hodge is on 38. Sam Connor is on 3. It's Doran from the commentary box and left arm. This one is turned into the onside. 2 runs easily should be had here. They've gone for 1, coming back quite easily for the second. Mohammed sends a throw in, but 2 more runs easily. And this is what we've been talking about for quite a while. 40 now to Ashawn Hodge, and the score is now up to 85. 85 for the loss of 2. Lots of acreage, lots of open spaces. You push quickly, 1 and could be turned into 2s, and we saw a classic example of that, just pushing the ball into the spaces and running hard. 85 it is for the loss of 2. Hodge goes to 40. Sam Connor is on 3. Short third man, backward point, sweep on the deep cover boundary, cover, extra cover, deep mid off, long on right back. This one is short. Ashan tucks it again into the onside. They want 2 and they will push for it too, and they're coming back very quickly. Mohammed has a weak arm. Ball throw comes into the bowler's end, and 2 more runs to Hodge, takes him to 42, and it's now 87. 87 for the loss of 2. The Revolution edging closer to their target of 94 for victory. 14 to Walker, 21 to Richardson. The batter's out. 42 to Ashan Hodge. He's on strikers. Doran goes in, balls to Hodge, who drives into the offside field powerfully, but straight to the man in the covers. That's Williams, and there is no run. Doran it is. Left arm bowling around the wicket to the right-handed Hodge. This one is short, and Hodge goes back and swings this into the square leg area. He is gone for 1. It could go pretty close to the rope. It's gone into the boundary for 4 runs. 4 runs. 91 it is now. 91, which Hodge going on to 46. Will he get to 50? 91 he is. 91. So just 3 runs needed. It was a short delivery. He went back into his wicket and swung it around. 46 to Hodge. He's still on strike. Man right out on the mid-wicket boundary. Long on, wide long on. Deep mid-off. Cover, extra cover. Man at point, short third man, and a sweep on the deep cover boundary. A man out at square leg. Just a few meters to the right of the umpire. Short, he goes back and tucks it into the onside. They should get 2 runs here quite easily if they push for it. They're turning back for it. Sam Connor is coming to the danger end. The throw goes into the keeper's end, but Hodge is home. Hodge goes to 48. 48 to Hodge, and it's now 93. So the scores are level. 93 it is for the loss of 2 at the end of the over. So 15 overs completed. 93 is the total for the loss of 2 wickets. Umpire Hodge walks away to square leg. And the umpires are not looking at our area. Normally they would do a check to know the scores. We are trying to indicate to them here.
One.
So they've gotten it now. Just a single run needed. 1 run needed for victory here for the Revolution in this game against the GA Spartans out of St. Martin. Sam Connor is the batter on strike. He's got 3. Ashan Hodge is the non-striker with 48. Opening innings today, he would have been batting at 3 and 4, at least 3 in the previous games. Today he has come up the top, and he's played well for 48. He's played a number of delightful shots. This one by Connor, it's thrown up. There's an appeal for catch at the wicket. The umpire signals dead ball. That's the signal from umpire Liddy.
He put his hand, his finger, he put his hand.
The umpire is indicating that, look, I'm in charge here. So umpire Liddy, he's not satisfied that the field was a dead ball signal now. So we're still at 93 for the loss of 2. 1 run for victory for the Revolution. Sam Connor. Charles comes in, bows to Connor, and Connor hits this one uppishly straight to the man there, the little fellow in Williams Jr. David. And the ball just going past him, going well away from him. Didn't go straight to him. He had to make some distance away. So Sam Connor has been quite uppish into that cover region as David comes in and bows to Connor. Connor goes back and hits it through the legs of the young Williams, but it's backed up by Belazar and David, and there is no run.
Seems to me as he's targeting the youngster.
So Connor is very anxious. He wants to get back into the shed. He wants to see the climax of the John T, which seems to be coming up here now from the look of things. And we're hearing the siren. And this one is played to the man at short third man. They hustle through for the run, and that's it. It's all over. Connor is left unbeaten on 4. Ashan Hodge, 48 not out. It's 94 for the loss of 2, with the Revolution winning comfortably by 8 wickets here against the Spartans. The players are shaking hands and the pleasantries at the end of this game. Quite a very interesting game. Low scoring, 93 for 7 scored by the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin, and the Revolution getting to their target of 94 for the loss of 2 wickets, with Oliver Walker getting 14 and Keyshawn Richardson 21. Ashan Hodge left not out on 48, and with him Samuel Connor with 4 to his name. So very interesting match, good match played here in good spirit, good conditions, and the fielders, the players are all exchanging pleasantries. The umpires are coming out. Kelsey, your final thoughts on the match here today, just ended with a victory for the Revolution.
But Keith, from yesterday, I observed yesterday all we had was in the 80s, and now today is in the 90s. So the bowlers are getting on top of the batters so far in the weekend games. But all in all, it was a very good match. We saw some good batting from Ashan Hodge, and then earlier on he had some good batting from Williams, I think it's a Martin, getting 54 from a total of 93.
Of 93.
And which shows you that the bowlers are really getting on top, and the batters need to get themselves more organized in the sense, you know, you try, it's limited overs. So what you would do, you go out there and you try to push the ball around at first, you know. It all depends on the situation. Sometimes you go and you have to hit, you hit. But 2020 cricket is runs, but at the same time, you probably might play 2 good balls and then you start to play your innings. Because if one man could stay and get 54 out of a total of 93, the others could get at least, you know what I mean, each batter could get another 10 each, make you a good total, but that wasn't the case in this game. And then Ashan Hodge, and the bowling here wasn't too bad bowling, but we noticed that the bowlers here were just tempting the batters, and the batters went at them.
So that's the position here, with victory for the Revolution by 8 wickets over the General Auto Spartans out of St. Martin. The Spartans batting first after being sent in got to 93 for 7 of their 20 overs, and the Revolution getting to 94 for 2 in the course of the 16th over. 8 wicket victory for the Revolution here. Good game played in good spirit. Seen some wonderful shots, seen some good fielding, seen also some pretty good bowling as well. And a half-century, unbeaten half-century for Damian Williams from the Spartans, and 48 for Ashan Hodge being the principal scorers here today. So on behalf of our commentary team, Renford Kelsick, Samuel Theodore, John Millington, I am Keithstone-Greaves, as we say goodbye from the Ronald Webster Park with the news that the Revolution has just defeated the General Auto Spartans of St. Martin by 8 wickets to complete another weekend of excellent cricket in the Anguilla Premier League competition. So we'll be back here next weekend for more matches as we continue with the Premier League Cricket Championship. So from us here at the ground, it's bye-bye, and we turn you back to the studio. Yes, gentlemen. Let's push them up the sound with them off button. Just take them off.
So we ain't going to iPro? We ain't going to iPro?
Going there now.